Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Saturday night, live from Los Angeles, California. Tonight, we're going to talk some Los Angeles Lakers, man. We're getting you that steady work of Dodgers, Lakers, little ficky mix and match of the two sports, man. The best two-way show on YouTube here, covering both the Lakers, the Dodgers, the NBA, and MLB. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday night, man. Just came back to the house. My dad's birthday tonight, man. I got to go out and celebrate. Pops, my hero, my superhero, my Avenger. So props to Pops on his B-Day, man. So love you, Dad, man. So got home and now, I had a couple different video topics planned for tonight. Had a couple different directions to take y'all down. Had a couple different paths to take y'all down. Had some narratives to battle. And here we are. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a great Saturday night. No Lakers, no Dodgers, obviously. So we're just gonna hang out and talk about NBA trade season and whether or not Mr. AR-15, Mr. Austin Reaves, has he played himself into untouchable territory? And I think that this is a worthy topic to discuss, because I think a lot of people had false narratives that he was untouchable, that the Lakers wouldn't trade him. And that was all false. They just weren't going to trade him unless it was for like the right guy, like a star level player. The Lakers would have moved him for the right guy. I think the Lakers were very much open to trading him earlier on in this season. But with his latest play, I think that thought process has changed, y'all. I think it's changed. And we're going to touch on that. We're going to talk on that. We're going to talk mainly because the list that Mr. Austin Reaves has found himself on with his play, with his points, with his assists, and his rise of play as a playmaker this season. And we got to talk about it. And shout out to the 2020 Lakers. I got my championship 2020 gear on tonight because it counts. For all you bubble bashers, it counts. But it's a very interesting conversation. It is a very interesting topic. I've always liked Austin Reaves. I've always wanted Austin Reaves to be a Laker since he became a Laker. I've always felt he was a good piece to this team. I've never necessarily always believed that he was a top 3-4 player on the team. I've never always felt that maybe he should be a starter. I've always felt that Austin plays great as starting or coming off the bench. So if he had to sacrifice his minutes to come off the bench for someone like D'Lo, who plays better as a starter, then so be it. Now with D'Lo being, adios, hasta la vista, AR has kind of become the secondary offensive option with LeBron James in these last 5-6 games. AD has kind of reverted to that like guy that can get you 20, north of 15 rebounds and being an absolute lockdown defender. AD has gone back to being the best defensive player on the planet, who can score when required upon, can dominate when required upon. But until y'all get me a secondary big, I'm not going full-fledged motor offensively, because my job is defensively, a la KG 2008 Celtics. And with LeBron James being 40 years old, kind of getting his legs under him at this point of the season, playing like a top 5, 7, 8 player in the league, letting AD chill a little bit, letting AR step up, Max Christie stepping up, DFS is going to come into his own. I think the Lakers have found themselves in a situation where let's get crazy. Let's get crazy, because you look around the Western Conference and it's like, don't a single team scare me. Not even the boogeyman Denver Nuggets, who have owned us for years, don't scare me no more. They don't scare me no more. The Lakers just got to knock them off a game or two in the regular season. I think this version of this Laker team, with the reduction in who Denver has now, I think the Lakers can beat Denver now. Now, they're going to need to get a secondary big. They're going to need to get an athletic point guard. They had to add another wing, which they did with DFS. Austin Reaves has ascended to another level. I can't believe I'm actually saying this out loud, but the Lakers can get crazy. The Lakers can get crazy. And what I've kind of been saying for probably a year and a half now, a good year and a half now, is that the organization was not going to save this team. The organization was not going to bail this team out for quitting on their coach last year. This organization was not going to help this team until they knew they were all in on this coach this year. And you guys know this. Before I kind of took my hiatus from basketball and went full-fledged baseball, I told you guys, and I said that this organization is going to need the team to prove that have bought into the coach, that they're buying into this team, and they have to convince the front office that the front office needs to give up assets to help this year's team. I can't even count how many times I've said that. Last year, I told you guys it wasn't going to happen. There was no saving that team. Front office was not going to bail out that team, nor should they. You don't reward a team for quitting. I don't care if you don't like the coach or not. You don't quit. You don't give up. You don't stop. You don't do that. Your leaders do it. It's over. I'm not bailing you out. We pay you a lot of money to go out and perform. You quit, we quit. That's what happened last year. This year, they came in kumbaya. They came in, everybody loves JJ. They came in, honeymoon Lakers. They came in, opening night, good win, way overhyped. They came in 3-0, and then they went after that. They kind of kicked it. They was having a kickback every game. They was at a cookout every game. They wasn't serious. They weren't bringing it. They had a hiccup. They had a slip up. And then the last 9-10 games, things were like, aha, okay, things are clicking. Defensive principles, offensive principles, attention to detail, corner crashing, hedging, paying attention to the game plan, sticking to the game plan. To all my people that coached, to all my people that have broken down film, to all my people who have spent hours and hours and hours dissecting an opponent, you know what it is. So you can tell when you play the Atlanta Hawks one time and get burned, and the second time, all those pin downs, all those secondary rotations and motions, all of those overhedging, all of those fake screens running to an open three, when all those got corrected in this game, Bogdanovich, we saw that. Now, the Lakers didn't necessarily play great in the first half, and JJ called them out for not paying attention to the game plan. Probably ripped them up at halftime, because I really listened to his post-game speech and his talk, and he was saying the Lakers did not stick to the game plan in the first half. Then I saw several plays. Bogdanovich heads towards Trey, fakes a screen, and keeps going against an open three. The Lakers were abysmal in reacting to that in the first half. Second half, they didn't let it happen. Adjustments. Now, it wasn't an adjustment from the coaching staff, because I guarantee you the coaching staff told them what it was before the game. They just weren't doing it. Then they figured it out. They stayed with it, and they got it done. And that's what's going to be the difference between this year's team and last year's team. Now, people can say whatever this, that, and the third they want to say about Darvin Ham. But even if Darvin Ham was saying something worthy, the team wasn't going to listen. They'd already given up on him. Deservingly so to a point. But with JJ, they weren't paying attention. He called him out in a halftime interview, called him out after the game. He already dropped DFS's name as slipping up on something like 2 games after he'd been here. But not in a way that's throwing him under the bus, but kind of explaining what we intended to do and what actually happened. And when you can kind of speak the language of the game within the game, and I speak the coaching language fluently, I understood what JJ was getting to when he talked at halftime. And the Lakers came out in that second half and kind of took away all of those things. I just saw the super chat. Hold on. And they took away some of the things, a lot of things that Atlanta was trying to get in that game. We got Trolling Bandwagon Alliance with the Celtic logo with the 199 Super Champ. Jeff looks like Roger. What is that? Governor Smith, man. Yeah. Is this got to be Cuba, right? This got to be Cuba, man. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the trolling, Cuba, man. You had to throw the Celtic logo on there, Cuba. You had to do that, Cuba. Come on, man. I know this is you. I know this is you. Oh man, that's comedy. That's comedy, man. That's comedy. But anyways, like I said, I kind of get an understanding and a breakdown of how that's all going down. And the difference for me, what gets me excited about this team, because I was not early in the season. I wasn't. I'm still not like full-fledged Laker pom-pom yet. But when I see trials and tribulations, when I see things not going their way, when I see things that would have broke them last season and they kind of navigate through it, that gives me hope. Now, again, this team as currently constructed is not a contender. No, it's not. Not right now. They got the wing, an additional wing in DFS. Shout out to Pelinka. Shout out to Brooklyn. Because that was another false narrative. Oh, Brooklyn will never deal with the Lakers. Come on. Now you got to go get you a big, and you got to go get you an athletic guard. Because here's the thing. As great as they are as playing, come playoff time, those teams are going to test out that athleticism. They're going to test his ball handling with ball pressure. And when I look at these, I'm just skipping through these last handful of games, man. And Austin Reaves is sitting here. And when I tell you this is crazy. Austin Reaves over his last 10 games, 21, 8, 6.5 rebounds in his last 10 games. Okay. So basically 21 points, 8 assists, 6.5 rebounds in his last 10 games. Now this climbs with each number that I reduce. So let's go to 9 games. It's going up. He's still killing. Right. Now let's go to 8 games. Hold on. I know I'm not sharing the screen here. His last 8 games, 22 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Okay. His last 7 games, he's averaged 21, 9, and 7. These are incredible numbers, man. And this is getting to the point where it's almost what I would call statistical validity, because the games are there. Now we're going in the last 6 games here. 22 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. All right, Austin, I see you. Let's go to the last 5 games. 24 points, 24.4, 10.6 assists, and 8 rebounds. That's his last 5 games. Now let's go his last 4 games. 24 points, 11 assists, 7.5 rebounds from your undersized, non-athletic 2-guard. The last 3 games, 23, 9, and 8. And you could stretch this out to whatever you want. This just screams career year. Career year where he's averaging 18 points a game. All right. Now, people could say what they want to say about Austin Reaves. People could say what they want to say about any player on this team. And I've talked to you guys about this before, and I've said it. There are people who love Austin Reaves simply because he's white, and there's people who hate Austin Reaves simply because he's white. Let's remove them. Remove them, because there's no saving either side of those guys. Let's remove them. There are people who hate Austin Reaves just because they make excuses for LeBron James. Let's remove them, because we don't bash LeBron James here. Let's remove them. There are people who bash Austin Reaves because they were D-Lo stands. Let's remove them. Let's remove them. When you remove all of those pockets of ignorance from the conversation, you sit back and you talk about a player who can contribute to a team at a pretty high level through a decent stretch of games. Now, I'm also not blind to assume or think that this is scalable to him to be our third best player come playoff time. I'm still not willing to go there. I'm still not willing to go there. I think he's played great. I think he has been the Lakers' second or third best player, most, I would say, for the last month. I still have reservations of if we can be a serious team with him as our third best player. I still do have reservations on that. Having said that, I will say that what he's doing right now, these numbers are third best player on an NBA team. Granted, our schedule is light, heavy home games, not top tier teams we're playing. I need to see this Austin Reaves when we go on a stretch, 5 games in 8 nights, 6 or 7 straight games against playoff potential opponents. What is he going to do against them? What is he going to do? When we play Denver, what does he do? When we play Oklahoma City, the top seed in the West, what does he do? What does he do? And it's Austin's time to shine. Because here's the thing. I think he has played himself into a position where the Lakers are like, look, we're not moving him unless we get a superstar back now. We were saying we're not moving him unless we get an all-star. I think he has played himself in the position where the Lakers would not trade him unless they get a bona fide superstar in return. Now, the video I was going to do was the pathway and the framework that they could get De'Aaron Fox and Valanciunas. But with D'Lo gone, and now AR essentially probably untouchable, there's no path. There's no path that makes sense to get a third star. There's no path. I think Rui could go. I think Gabe could go. I think Wood could go. I think Vando could go. But I think AR and Connect are staying. And if AR and Connect are staying, and the Lakers don't love the idea of giving away 29 and 31 first round picks, I'm pretty much locked into the fact that the Lakers are looking at marginal moves now. Marginal moves. And I'm not going to sit here and say that's the wrong thing, because the way they've played, they only really need marginal additions. Because here's the thing. You could go, let's say the Lakers, let's say for sake of argument, and I'm saying this is happening, that I want this to happen, or that it's even feasible. So let me get that off top. Let's say the Lakers were in play for Zach LaVine, Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, whatever, Jimmy Butler, whatever. I'm just throwing names out. None of this has substance or an argument or basics or framework for a trade. I'm just naming names, okay? In order for the Lakers to get to any of that, AR or Connect would probably have to be involved. And I think they're off the table. So I think we've reached a point where we've got to just lower our expectations from a star level player. Unless I'm big tripping. Cube, I see you again, bro. Jeff, I'll throw a Chiefs or a Dodgers pick up here. Hey, you know what it is with the Dodgers, man. We bleed blue, purple, and gold around here. But you know what? I got family in Kansas City too. My New York Football Giants are out the picture. I live in Los Angeles, so I'm supporting the Rams, and my family in Kansas City. You know, I'm rocking with the Chiefs. In my heart of hearts, give me a Chiefs Rams Super Bowl. May the best team win. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the support. Also, for the members on the channel, I don't really know if I know what I'm doing, but I've added 3 emojis, 3 different pictures of Lucky. And the family name I gave is Lucky. If anyone knows how to use that or activate it, go ahead. I have no idea how. I added 3 pictures of Lucky. I added the family name labeled and named as Lucky, Lucky. I do not know how to use it. So if anyone's a member and knows how to throw a Lucky emoji out there, There you go. Lucky 1, lucky 2, lucky. Yeah, those are them. I did 3 pictures of lucky. I don't know how to display it though. So search, I may need some I barely did it last night. I don't know if I have to do something else on my end. I see the names popping up in the chat. Okay. I see them. I clearly probably did something wrong on my end, so I've got to check it. But I did 3 different pictures of lucky. I think I may have done it wrong. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I probably did something wrong. I did it late last night. I was like, I'll get back to it later today. But anyways, first of all, shout out to y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and have not done so already. We've got a little bit of a boom lately on the channel, man, from doing baseball, from doing basketball, and, humbly speaking, being the best in the business at the crossover of doing both sports, bringing you accurate knowledge. Just, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. There's people who do Lakers, incredible. There's people that do Dodgers, incredible. But a crossover, yeah, that's me, y'all. That's me. That's just me. It's just me. No one's doing Lakers, Dodgers better than Empire Jeff TV. And if that's your thing, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. About 70% of the people who watch on a nightly basis have yet to subscribe. You watch it every night, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. We would greatly, 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 greatly appreciate it. But yeah, as soon as I can figure out how to use the lucky emojis, I'll let you know. Nakomi, I see y'all in here, sis. Love you, man. Appreciate you being in here. Search, the best in the business. I see you as well. But yeah, so I think we have to lower our expectations from a standpoint of the Los Angeles Lakers bringing in a third star, because they may start to feel and believe that Austin is that third star. I don't know if I'm going there yet. I love the way he's played. He's playing like a third star right now. He is. I don't know if I'm willing to say that he's going to be that the rest of the season and through the playoffs. I don't know. I'm curious to see what you guys think in the chat. Give me a 1 to we a 1 to 5 crowd, or we a 1 to 10 crowd? Let's keep it simple. Give me a 1 to 5. Give me a 1 to 5. How much you trust AR as being the third star on this team? Because his assists have been great. His scoring has been great. His turnovers have not been great. And that's why I've always said that if we have to probably get another athletic guard to help with the ball pressure that playoff teams are going to apply. Because I do like Austin. And I know there are people who hate on Austin for fundamental reasons. Like I said, remove them. And I know there are people who love Austin for fundamental reasons. Remove them. And I think Austin's a good ball player. I just am not convinced if he's our third guy. I've always liked Austin as the guy off the bench. I've always liked him as that. But I can't front. His last 10, 12 games, he's been doing it. He's been doing it. But if I had to give a number of 1 through 5 of how I'm convinced that Austin is our third star, that remains to be seen to me. So I'm going to give that a 2.5. I would have gave it a 1 a few weeks ago. So I'm coming around to it. But 2.5 is where I'd have it at. But my thing is, I don't care whether he's third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever. If he's helping us win and we can win with him, I don't care what he is. I'm just not sure we can win with him as our third best player. I'm not sure. I hope so, because I don't think that they're going to go out there and get a third star. And I've always felt like, so my thing was this, in 2023, to me, I said the Lakers' third star was their defense. That was the third star on the team was their defense. Then you add a bunch of other contributors who, what the, who went, sorry, who went, oh my, I can't explain which, okay. I have to recollect thoughts. The Lakers had kind of a cast of characters in 2023 who then kind of filled in and then kind of just couldn't do it once they got to Denver. But their defense was so elite in the second half of that season, post-trade deadline. Lucky is on one. The post, I don't know what you did. What is going on here? Okay. My wife is trolling me. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. It fell apart because they didn't have that third guy. And I think like AR can play this great. Our defense can be improving. LeBron can be the greatest 40-year-old player we've ever seen. AD could be the most dominant defensive player of the year. But if we end up getting swept by Denver again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Until we figure out a way to beat them, until we figure a way to get to the finals with this team since 2020, none of that rest really matters. And so Austin could be the third best player on this team all season long. And then come playoff time, it not be enough. And that's what I'm concerned about. And that's why I feel like maybe he shouldn't be untouchable, but I feel like he's played himself too untouchable. Because the Lakers, I feel, we'll only trade him for an all-star prior to this year. I feel like now we're only going to trade him for a superstar. And the Lakers aren't getting a superstar right now. So with that being said, I think AR stays. I think AR stays because I think the Lakers are going to get caught up in the moment like they did last year with D'Lo. I think AR stays, and that limits us to Rui, Gabe, Vando, Wood. And when you start going down that path, what could you get for that? Now, sure, you could get Walker Kessler for Christian Wood and 2 unprotected first-round picks. I'm not moving to 2 unprotected picks for him, so he's probably off the board. So you're probably looking at Jonas Valanciunas, like the video I did the other day, Jonas Valanciunas, Nick Richards, or Robert Williams III. You got your wing edition in DFS. You're going to get a big. It's going to be Gabe in 2 seconds for one of those bigs. It's going to happen. Now it's about where does that athletic guard come from? Is it Markelle Fultz? Is it Dennis Smith Jr.? Where is it? Because they can't get a buyout guy that makes more than the mid-level exception. They can't get it. And I'm ready to move Rui. I don't know where you guys are, but I'm ready because he can't defend. DFS is about to take his minutes. And you got Rui for 2 second-round picks and a second-round pick swap. People call it 3 second-round picks. They're tripping. It's 2 second-round picks and a second-round pick swap. The less favorable of the third one. That's a swap. So you got him for 2 seconds. At minimum, you can get a decent player back for him. So you're going to buy low, sell mid for Rui Hachimura and go get probably a point guard or a guard for him. Now, with $17 million, you're entering a realm. You're entering a realm of some things you could get, especially if you throw in a JHS plus a minimum, 3 guys out, 1 guy in. You can go get some guys. If you throw Rui and Vando together, you can go get a guy. You could go get a guy. Now, who is that guy? Who? I've been known to love the idea of Bruce Brown on this team, but not with this team and not him off surgery. This was in the offseason. And the Lakers were the one who loved the idea of Bruce Brown. I was just talking about it. That ship has sailed. But you got Rui at 17, Vando at 10-ish, Wood at 3. You can get to something. You can get to $30 million of money. Another super chat in the building. Shout out to Let's Talk Podcast. Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate the super chat. Reaves has shown he can big shots and clutch moments time after time, so I trust him. But as a third star, I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. He has definitely been balling, only trading for a star/superstar. Yeah, so I think we're on the same page. Let's Talk Podcast. Shout out to Let's Talk Podcast. Sounds like you got a show. Make sure you go subscribe. He supports us. Got to support him or them. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. But here's my thing. And I agree with what you said. I really like Austin. I always have. And my thing is this. For the people that hate Austin, how can you hate a guy that's undrafted, making $12 million for what he's given his team? I can understand if you want the team to do better. I can understand if you want other star power on this team. I totally understand. Totally do. Totally do. But I don't understand how you can hate at a guy giving the production that he's giving at the money that he's making. You can't replace his value for the money, whether you like him or not. And I'll be the first to tell you, like I said, I've never loved the idea of him being our third best player. There's a lot of times I haven't loved the idea of him being a starter. Like I've touched on all this. But you cannot hate on this man's last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games, averaging 18 points a game for the season. Look at AR's numbers, points, assists, and rebounds. And off the top of my head, I guarantee you there's probably not 15 other players in the league that have that. I haven't ran them. I got to look at it. But I would probably bet money that is points, assists, and rebounds that he's one of maybe a maximum of 15 players in the league in that range. I got to look it up. This is just my gut feeling, which is typically correct. I highly doubt, and I don't know where he is in that 15 players. He could be 1 through 15, but I feel like there's probably only 15 players in the league averaging his points, assists, and rebounds. And to get a player like that at $12 million a year, you can't move him unless you're getting a superstar. You can't do it. Now, you could make the argument, to be fair, because again, I try to see all angles here. And you know what? Maybe I'll drop the link a little bit, get some people up here. We'll talk about it. Rule number 1, you got to wish Pops a happy birthday if you pull up, because he watches the show and listens to the show. Got to wish Pops a happy birthday if you pull up. Happy birthday, Pops. Love you. Secondly, there is an argument to be made for the defensive side of the ball. I'm hip to that. I get it. I got eyes. I got 4 of them. Y'all see them, right? Lucky, what are you? There's an argument to be made. Well, yeah, Jeff, I get what he's doing. Woo, woo, woo. Maybe he's one of 15 players in the league that can do this, but he can't guard nobody. Fair. Okay. That was the problem when we had him and D'Lo out there. At some point, Vando's going to come back. Some point, Vando's going to come back, man. I'm going to die on that hill, y'all. I'm going to die on that hill. And if I die on the hill, y'all got to send me off right. All right, y'all got to send me off right. Speak kindly of me. Talk to me nice. All right? Send me off kindly. I'm dying on the hill that Vando's going to come back. I'm dying there. Do what you want to do with that. We saw them get to the Western Conference Finals with D'Lo. I know I'm going to get killed for that. I already know. I know. The first step of admitting you got a problem is admitting you got a problem. I got a problem. I still believe in Vando. Got a problem. I got a problem. All right. I need some help. I got a problem. I still believe in Vando. I got a problem. Right? Got a problem. Got to deal with my issues. Right? I'm going to deal with that. independently of the show. All right. We gonna keep that in house. All right. But D'Lo, AR, Vando, Braun AD. That lineup with Rui getting buckets off the bench got us to the Western Conference Finals. Got us past a good Memphis team, a number 2 seed. Got us past the Warriors. People can say whatever they want to say. Look. I'm delusional about Vando. There's nothing you can tell me. I'm delusional. I'm not delusional about almost anything else. I'm delusional about Vando. I'm willing to admit this. Sorry. All right. We all got flaws. That's one of them. I cannot get that performance against Dallas in 2023 and that performance against Boston in 2024 out of my head from Vando. And as long as he's on this roster, and as long as I believe he'll come back, I hold out hope that even at 70% of what we saw from that guy, that he can impact this team this year. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm dying on that hill. I'm admitting it. I still believe Christian Wood can give something to this team, yo. I do. When he comes back. Now, will he? I don't know. But I feel like these are the curveballs. These are the blessings. These are the things we need to take that leap. We need some luck. And because we've been unlucky since 2021, I'm starting to feel like this year may be the year that we get some luck in the second half of the season. That's all I'm saying. I feel like they owe us, y'all. They owe us. Y'all don't think they owe us? Let me get fire emojis in the chat if you think that the NBA and the basketball gods owe us for all the injuries and all the craziness. Bro, our injuries were so bad last year that even our half-court shooters trying to win 100K at Crypto.com Arena were tearing ACLs. I'm just saying. People going to the game to win prizes were getting hurt. That's how bad it was. Y'all remember that? And shout out to the guy. I hope he's fully recovered. Y'all remember that? Dude tore his ACL trying to hit a half-court shot for 100K. Even our fans were getting hurt, y'all. Get fire emojis in the chat if you feel that pain. Give me fire emojis in the chat if you're feeling that pain. Our fans were getting hurt. I don't know what witchcraft is on this team. I don't know what bruja needs to be handled. Gregory Brown, I'm not hyping up role players. Come on, man. Give me some credit. But what I'm saying is, even our fans were getting hurt. Now, look. Since my guy, shout out to Gregory Brown. Love you, brother. But let me talk on that. Let me bring you up because I just happened to randomly see that. We're going to talk about this. Because I happen to know Mr. MDE, most dominant ever, Mr. 4-time champion, the most dominant player I've ever seen in my life, Mr. Shaquille O'Neal. You know what he said? Y'all know what? I'm gonna give you. I'm watching the bottom half of the chat here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get everyone's chats tonight, y'all. I've been hydrating all night. I'm here talking up a storm. I think it's gonna be like a super chat night, or we're gonna have to. I'll do like pick up at the bottom. I missed a lot of chats tonight. What did Shaq say? Let's see if anyone knows. Because my guy Gregory Brown, who I love Gregory Brown. He shows up, he shows out for Lakers, for Dodgers, he participates. Love Gregory Brown. But we're going to talk about this comment right here. What did Shaq say? Like I said, 4-time champion, MVP, should have been unanimous MVP. Most dominant player I've ever seen in my life. Trying to see if any of y'all know what Shaq said when it comes to role players. I'll give y'all a couple more seconds here. Trying to see if anyone knows what Shaq said about role players and their impact. I want to know if anyone knows this. Shout out to everyone, man. We rocking heavy tonight. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. While I'm waiting for you guys to answer that, we have over 100 people in the building on YouTube, 40 likes on the video. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Turn on those notifications if you have not done so already. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter X rocking heavy as well. We got over 150 people on Twitter X right now. We have in here tonight for a channel that's up and coming, the best two-way sport channel on YouTube covering MLB, NBA, Lakers, Dodgers. What did anyone say? No one got this? Really? No one really got this? All right. Shaq said, I really thought someone in the chat was going to get this, man. Come on, y'all. What Shaq said is that superstars don't win championships. Role players do. Role players win championships. Now, Shaka said a lot of wild stuff. Yes. But he's right here. The others. I see you. 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 There you go, Ross. I see you. Exactly. I see you. He called them the others. He called them the others. And he said the role players win championships. Robert Horry. Brian Shaw. Rick Fox. Derek Fisher. Robert Horry, multiple plays on multiple different teams. So when people say, when my guy Gregory Brown hits me for saying, hyping up role players, well, one of the most dominant players of all time said the role players win championships. Let's Talk Podcast with another super chat. Appreciate you, man. Salute to you. My dream scenario for this team before playoffs: Reaves, Christie, DFS, Braun, AD, bench, Shake, Fultz, John Collins, replace Rui, Kessler, Vando, Wood. You know what? I've always liked John Collins. I felt like he should be a better defender. Maybe in the right system, he would be. Very athletic, can run the floor. I've always liked John Collins. And a couple of seasons ago, I was almost thinking the Lakers might be in play to trade for him. John Collins is a very, very slept-on name, and that's a good eye right there. That's a good eye. John Collins is a very slept-on name. And to me, I think Rui might be the guy. Rui might be the guy that has to go. Gregory Brown, I agree with you. He's not a third star. I want to pick on Gregory, but I'm having fun with him tonight. Reaves a bench player in a championship team. Okay, let me ask you then. We're going to have some fun. Would you say that Reaves is any worse than what Derek Fisher was on a championship team? Oh, this I agree with. I'm not picking on Gregory. I swear to God. But because I started the conversation on one of his comments and I'm giving him a chance to, I love Gregory. He knows that. He's been major supporter of mine. This is no shade. I'm not picking on him. I'm just giving him a chance to say his side here. But I'm just saying, man, role players. Look, I'll be the first to tell y'all, man, getting superstars is not hard in the NBA. Getting superstars or top tier talent, the top one or two guys on a team is not hard to get in the NBA. It's filling those role players in around them is harder. That's what's harder. You want to know why the Clippers got Kawhi and Paul George? Is because they built a team. And I know they didn't win anything. I know. Matter of fact, it's been a minute. We haven't done this. We haven't done this since Kawhi's back tonight.
Acknowledge me, please.
Damn. We haven't done that for a while. But Kawhi came back tonight. We had to hit him with the toilet bowl. But the reason Kawhi and Paul George and all that, like, they had a foundation. They had a foundation of all the role players you could hope for. That gave the Warriors fits in the playoffs the year before. They just needed the stars. And it is easier to get a star or two on a team than it is to build a team of stars and role players. It's harder to get all the role players than it actually is to get the stars, yo. It is. It is. And then it comes down to where, okay, the stars didn't deliver. We got some guys behind us now. Let's go back to that bottle. Kawhi is going to be out. Let's get a bunch of these role players on there. Get Paul George out. Slide Powell into the slot. He's balling, right? You got a bunch of guys out there balling. You're going to get Kawhi back. I did not see a second of that game tonight. Someone tell me what happened. Now you're kind of back to where you were before you got PG and Kawhi. Now, it didn't work. They didn't win. OKC got all those picks, got SGA. OKC's the number one seed. Neither one of those teams won yet. So at the end of the day, they're both in the same situation until one of them win a championship. OKC got SGA, and he's hooping, but they ain't won yet. I'm not here to pom-pom the Clippers or correct their mistakes, but at the end of the day, they've got as many championships as OKC does, right? So what happened with that Clipper game tonight? Someone tell me. HE Picks, I see you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Todd Church, I see you. William, I see you. Kurt, I see you. Craig, I see you. Tony, I see you. Church, I've been seeing you. Mr. X, I see you. Ken Carter, I see you. Who else we got in here? Chris the Graphic God, my brother, I see you. Love you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, brother. My guy. Let's see. Oh, appreciate you, Ross. Damn, I said Russ. We don't say Russ. Yeah, we don't say Russ. Ross. Appreciate you, brother. However you found me. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. But Let's Talk Podcast. Appreciate all your super chats. Lakers all day dope. I see you. Savage, I see you. Ross, I see you, brother. Let's see. I shouted out Tony. What are the names? Greg, I've seen you multiple times. Brought you up on the screen here. Xbox, see you, brother. Adam, see you, brother. Appreciate you. Now call me. Yo, call me. Call me that one. Now call me that one. Go make sure you follow Call Me Nakomi World. She is one of my favorites. Said every letter there. Person on YouTube. I love Nakomi. She is great. She is fantastic. A wonderful person. And I have been blessed to share the screen with her. Go subscribe to Call Me Nakomi World. She is incredible. Nicholas Clark, I see you. Isaac, I see you. Phoenix Layer 1, I see you. JD, I see you. William, I shouted you out. Theron, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. 64 years old, and I've seen a lot of great Laker games. Salute to you, Theron, man. And you always big supporter of me. So bless you. Dante, what's going on, man? You said, was they playing this year, Dante? Come on, man. He gonna play this year, man. He gonna play this year. CD, what's going on, CD? Any chance Vanderbilt Woods are milking his injury till after the trade deadline? Yes, they could be. I gotta get back to Gregory. Man. Hyping up these role players is crazy. Reaves and Connect should not be untouchable. Same bull they were saying about THT. Okay. I'm only saying this because it's not just Gregory that has said this, right? Now, I am not saying that they're untouchable. I'm not. I'm just saying that I think the Lakers are going to treat them as untouchable. because of the money that they're spending, that they're making. Between the two players is $16 million. You have team control for 2.5 more years on Reaves. You have team control for 4 more years potentially on Connect at that money. You have to see the bigger picture here. Now, if you can get a star for these guys, you move them. You don't move these guys for a DeJounte Murray. You don't move these guys for a Bruce Brown. You don't move these guys for guys like that. You don't do it. So hyping up role players is crazy. Well, I never saw the 3P Lakers looking to move Ori. I never saw them looking to move Fisher. I never saw them looking to move Fox. I never saw them looking to move Shaw. I never saw them looking to move Devin George. Never saw it. Role players. Never saw it. Never, ever saw it. Never. That's all I'm saying, man. Nah, Nakomi. You. Appreciate you. You're welcome. Keep doing great work. Keep doing great work. I'm going to be pushing you. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. I'm holding you accountable. Don't be depriving these YouTube streams of your knowledge, girl. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're too good to not give the knowledge. So if I don't see you, I'm going to come looking for you. All right? Keep giving the people the knowledge they need. You're one of the best out here, man. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Make sure y'all go subscribe to her. No, I hear you, Gregory. I hear you. That's facts. That's facts. But what I'm saying is, like, I feel like the Lakers got these guys like Kurt. I see you, man. Welcome back, moderator Kurt. I don't know what happened, but you back with the wrench. Search back with the wrench. Angie back with the wrench. Appreciate y'all. I understand where y'all coming from. But you gotta understand, we have to understand that if we have any shot of winning, that some of those guys are gonna have to be something. Because if not, we're not gonna. Even if the Lakers make a trade for a big, a trade for a guard, Vando, Christian Wood, or something they can get for those guys is going to be important. It's gonna be important. You can't just want to trade to want to trade. Like, you can't just. I know people say that like no trade is better than a bad trade, but Laker fans, I feel like, just want headlines sometimes. They want that splash versus what happened in 2020. Excuse me, 2020. I got the hiccups, yo. I'm telling you, man. I've been hydrating tonight. Hold on. In 2023. Like D'Lo, Vando, Beasley, that wasn't a superstar or a star trade. But I got the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals. I know we didn't win, but we were in the 13th seed. And we went to the Western Conference Finals. We got all the way up until the 7th seed. We were the 13th seed most of the season. So what I'm saying is, you need a little hope. You need a little luck. You need a lot of health. And if you get that, Lakers all day said AR had 16 turnovers. Come on. You know, Kyrie had like 13 turnovers in a game. Lakers all day, right? And that's your baby daddy. That's your baby daddy. Shout out to Lakers all day, dope. But you get what I'm saying? Like, there are things, there are imperfections, man. There are imperfections, right? But if I die on the hill, I die on the hill. Roy says, Jeff, all those names you mentioned got moved at the end of their careers. Hurry still have a couple of years good. Yeah, so I'm saying, like, so D Fish left as a free agent in 2004 when that team fell apart, came back, and then got traded to Houston for Jordan Hill and then kind of bounced around, right? Robert Horry left in free agency when the Lakers presumed him as done and chose Karl Malone, right? Rick Fox got traded out of there in a deal. I think that was what deal was the Rick Fox move? Was that the Chris Mim trade? There was that original trade with Marcus Banks in it. Then it kind of fell apart. It was like Jermaine Jones, Chris Mim. I think Rick Fox and Gary Payton got moved in that deal. That's not tripping. But they all got moved or got out of here, right? And so, yeah, but they served their purpose the entire time. They put in great work. They helped us win championships. They helped us win chips. We got another super chat in the building. Yo, shout out to Let's Talk Podcast, man. That's like 3 super chats already tonight, man. Appreciate you. Reaves and Connect have been producing way more than THT ever did. That's why people were mad when they let Caruso go for him. Totally do situation now. Yep. I'm trying to think the words here. AR and Connect have given more in a 10-game span than THT ever gave the Lakers. Now the Lakers, you can be mad at the Lakers for Caruso and THT, but it has nothing to do with what's going on right now. There's nothing to do with what's going on right now. Nothing. AR is already way better than THT ever was, and Connect probably will be too. THT's on a 2-way, I think, right now. So THT came in as a rookie better than Connect came in the league as a rookie better than THT. But THT was a clutch guy out the gate. That was the GM. And again, we don't shame Braun here. We don't shame Braun here on this channel. But that's a fact. THT was a clutch guy. Stashed. And they hoped it would work out. They tried. It didn't work out. And then they moved him for Patrick Beverly. For Sideshow Pat. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, Ty Church. Yeah. He was LeBron pick. You get what I'm saying, y'all? Y'all get what I'm saying? So, I'm going to give y'all a chance to call in tonight if that's what you want to do. Let me get some fire emojis in the chat if you want to call in, and I'll drop the link. If I don't see no fire, no one wants to call in, we don't got to drop the link. Let me know. But it's very it's very simple to understand that the Lakers botched the Alex Caruso situation. It goes without saying. All right, people want the link. All right. It goes without saying. All right. Now, that doesn't mean, again, it's Pop's birthday. You pull up, pay homage. All right. It doesn't mean, there go the link. It doesn't mean that they're any different than any other NBA franchise that messed up on letting it go, on making the wrong decision, or choosing one player over the other. This happens every single year to every fan base. Look what happened with Dallas and Jalen Brunson. Look what happened to a lot of teams. It's not abnormal. It just happens. Sometimes you guess wrong. They had hope in THT. They had thought that maybe they could replace Caruso. I don't know if they thought they could just get Reaves when Caruso was on the way out. He can give what Caruso gave. AR gives a whole different thing, a whole different level, whole different style. AR is a way better offensive player than Caruso. But Caruso's defense is a whole next level than AR. Totally different. So you could almost sit here and say, I think people only look at the THT portion of the Caruso situation, and I still don't like it. Well, the Lakers knew they were getting Austin Reaves that year too, and they chose THT and Austin Reaves. And look where Austin is now. And now Caruso's making $80 million on a down year. He just signed that deal. So give and take. I'm not trying to limit or minimize the mistake because it was one, but it happens. And the Lakers felt they could get THT and AR. AR has turned out to something worthy. THT did not. He didn't. Joe says, I can't hear the line. Shout out to Joe Sora, man. See you, brother. Appreciate you. So I dropped the link in the chat if anyone wants to pull up. No one's got to. You know what I mean? I just dropped it in case. But what I'm saying is that's all it is. I think the Lakers thought that THT and AR would be enough to offset Caruso. THT potentially growing into a very lengthy defender, and then AR being able to add an offensive punch. And it just didn't work. It just didn't work. Just didn't work. And it be that way sometimes, and it happens. A lot of teams have done the same thing. But when you're the Lakers, you get everything is scrutinized, everything is taken to the next level, everything is made bigger than it actually is. It just is what it is, yo. It just is what it is. But it happens. Hold up. We got some action here. Let me find the headphones that Lucky didn't destroy. Hold on a second here. Got to get my air traffic control thing going on here. But you guys get what I'm saying? Because every team swing and misses. Every team swings and misses. You're not gonna bat 1,000. Dude's gonna mess up. Team's gonna mess up. It happens. It happens. And sometimes you just gotta admit you made a mistake. And you got to. Speaking of that, we got Kyrie's baby daddy in the house, man. We got Lakers all day dope in the building, man.
What's up?
What's going on, man? What's going on? How you doing?
What's up, man? I'm good, man. Hey, man, shout out to, Max Christie,
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, you was probably there when I was talking about Max Christie too,
Mm-hmm.
And what I was saying about in Lakers in 5 was, I was like, I feel like Max Christie has defense, you know what I'm saying? Like he came in the league with defense, right? All he has to work on is probably get some muscle on him, and all you have to do is just get the offensive game, you know what I'm saying, where it needs to be. And I feel like he's a complete player if you realize it, because he has defense. You just have to just get the offense right. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like he's ready to go.
Yeah, I think Max Christie is the type of dude. Shando, I see you. I'm gonna get you in next. I think Max Christie is a guy that I think people look at him as, if he doesn't get 20 points a game, that he's a scrub or he's a bum.
Mm-hmm.
But he's one of those Michigan State guys. And guys that come out of the Big Ten and Michigan State, they're solid. I think what happened is Max Christie showed some signs in year 1. I think Darvin and that coaching staff completely botched it, and Phil Handy in development. I know people think that Phil Handy is a god. And shout out to Phil Handy. There's not a bash Phil Handy, but I think that people just give him credit on stuff that he didn't do at times. But what I'm saying is the Lakers organization and coaching staff botched Max Christie last year. Do I feel like it was a wasted year? So I feel like Max Christie legitimately is literally in his second year now. What should have been his second year, because what the chances he's getting this year is what he should have got last year, especially when you had all those guys out hurt. Now, I was at a game last year. Shout out to my brother LOE. And bro, when I tell you, I was sitting so close to the action, I could hear the bench. We was right next to Rob, bro. Right next to Rob. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We was right there. And Max Christie was kind of hitting a stride and then got hurt in that game. I believe it was against Brooklyn. And he went down and kind of never got his chance again last year. Now, this year, he got his money, and a lot of people were trying to treat him like he was a scrub because he was making $8 million a year. That's less than mid level. It's more than the minimum. But Max Christie, for what his potential and his talent could be, $8 million is not bad. I never understood why people hated that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Max Christie was going to be a guy that eventually was going to be worth $8 million a year. And he is now. And people are like, well, it's not great. I mean, he's averaging 12 points. Look at the numbers when he's on the floor. Some of our best lineups last year were with Max Christie on the floor in minus of D'Lo with AR. It was like Vando-ish, as crazy as it sounds, because he's nowhere near the defender Vando is, but the impact was there with minimal stat validation. So Max Christie, I think, is a guy who can get you 10 to 13 points a game in a starting role, can play solid defense. He's not a great ball handler. He has gotten blown by guys, but I feel like he's getting better, learning to take away angles, using AD as a shadow behind him. Now with DFS out there being able to help team defense, and I think JJ is putting Max in a better situation to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of that, he's been able to showcase Max Christie, I feel, is a system player. Without a system, you're not going to get the player. Darvin didn't have a system. It was system of a down. You know what I mean? He didn't have a system. JJ has a system. And because of that, Max Christie is able to thrive in a system. Would you agree with that?
I'm gonna say it's. I don't think it's a system. It's just that I think JJ knows how to use his players the correct way
Well,
to
that's a
shine.
system. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
look,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Look where Max Christie was getting his shots last year, and look where he's getting them now, and look at the actions off of he's getting them. Lakers all day. That's a system.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's a
I
system.
got you. I got you. But now, okay, let's talk about this, Mr. Wonderboy Austin Reeves, please, because
There we go. You had to drop the
yeah,
Wonder Boy. Is that wait? You
got
trying
to.
to separate that with Wonder Bread because he white man? Come on, man.
No, no, no,
Come
no,
on.
no, 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 no,
Come
no,
on, man.
no, no, no. That's just my nickname for him because everybody loves him, and you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So let's talk about him. So Cleveland Cavaliers game, right? He played good. He played okay. 13, 15 points. But the turnovers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the turnovers with Austin Reeves is be killing us in crucial, not crucial moments, but like in the like saying you're saying you could look you watch the game, right? It could be like a pick and roll with AD, right? He go to the Austin Reeves, dribble the ball to the paint, and there's somebody in front of him. He jumps up in the air and passes the ball. Turnover. It's like these crucial turnovers really be killing me because it's
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
you doing stupid things, not at crucial times, but like in the game where if you don't fix them, it's going to keep happening, keep happening, keep
Okay, let
happening,
me ask you
and
a
then,
question.
uh huh,
Let me ask you a question real quick.
mm-hmm.
This is why I don't want him as a point guard. This is why I don't want
Me
him as a
neither.
primary ball
Me,
hunter come playoff time.
I'm the same. Me too. I don't want him
Yeah,
my point guard.
this is why I don't want him. LeBron James had games where he had 6, 7 turnovers in a game doing the same stuff this season,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Laker thing until they find their point guard. D'Lo was a decent ball handler, but he just didn't have any motor. And this is what happened. This is why I said that the Lakers got their 3-and-D wing. They need to get it big, and they need to get an athletic point guard. Now, real quick, Shando. We got Shando in the building. I'm gonna get to him. He's next. Appreciate you tuning in, my guy. Sorry for the
Yo,
wait.
what's up?
I was
Knock, you hear me, bro?
letting Lakers. Yeah, we can hear you. I was letting Lakers all day get his take off here. And let's talk pod. I got you next. But Shando, topic at hand is: do you think that Austin Reeves has played himself into untouchable territory for the Lakers this trade season?
Oh my God, man. As far as untouchable goes, man, yes and no. I feel like obviously if you get like a major upgrade, like, let's say like I love De'Aaron Fox. I mean, my main issue with that is like, is it if it completely destroys your roster and your depth and all your role players, then like I don't know if I want that because I don't want to have like a bunch of vet minimum contracts on the roster. And another thing that I felt like with Austin that people undermine is the chemistry thing, right? Like Austin is the longest tenured player to play with LeBron and AD, man.
It's a
Like
great point.
really, like that's one thing that I feel like people kind of that gets lost in the sauce whenever like uh the third star thing kind of comes through is that like with with the whole LeBron AD era, man, those are the only two guys that have kind of been there through thick and thin through it all. And Austin kind of is the only guy outside of them that have been playing together. When you look at all the great teams, right? They have a certain level of chemistry and togetherness that get them through whatever, right? You know, like all the teams that have won the past couple of years, like the Lakers were kind of an anomaly as far as a team that kind of just all formulated. Even then, like you look at the 2020 team, there was like six, seven guys that were getting legit rotation minutes like this season before. So it wasn't all completely new. Like, and they all kind of knew one another. That's my thing with Austin is that he's playing himself into some, I wouldn't say completely untouchable, but like he's by far their third best player. And to me, one thing I will say is I want to see how Austin is with a legitimate like defensive two-way team. And that's kind of what we're slowly starting to get now. When
Yep.
you really think about it, ever since Austin has been here, he's had nothing but chaotic rosters. This is probably the most organized the team has been. Like even when they made that trade for like D'Lo, right? D'Lo has the same weaknesses that Reeves has. Well, not the same, but D'Lo is a weakness in himself. Vando can get played off the court because he has no offensive bag whatsoever. Rui gets played off because he's not a good defender, right? It's just so your core players all are like very bipolar in a sense. And that's my argument for why is somewhat untouchable for that reason alone, in my opinion.
So
But yeah,
that's a great take from the locker room standpoint alone. I do agree that he has been our third best player. Let's talk pod. You still here? You still here? I see you muted. Just want to make sure you're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
here.
cool. I see
Yeah,
you
yeah.
unmute. Okay. So let me pass the baton to you here because Shando, you made great points. Appreciate you for tuning in. And Shando, before you get out of here, Shando's a music man. I want him to plug his music where y'all can see him, where y'all can find him. Because he grinds and he creates music. So Shando, where can everyone check you out at?
all right, man. Check me out YouTube. Check me out Spotify. Shando Bombs EP coming out soon, man. Appreciate the shout out, man.
There we go.
Uh, yeah, just look up Shando Bombs on IG. You'll see something pull up, man.
Gotcha. I follow him, so make sure to go check him out over there too.
Absolutely, dog.
So let's talk pod. First of all, appreciate all the super chats. First and foremost, thank you for that. Secondly, what Shando said here, I think has value. He talked about the locker room. He talked about the culture. He talked about the chaotic situations, all the things that Austin Reeves has navigated through. But he also said that he surely has been our third best player this year. And while I agree he has been our third player this year, the question I would have for you is, and everyone, well, we're going to circle back on this to everyone, including the chat. I want to hear you. I want to see what you guys say in the chat about this. How far can we get with Austin Reeves as our third best player?
That's in the West. I don't, because I had this discussion with my friend the other day. As the West is currently constructed right now, it's deep as a gauntlet right now. I could see us making the Western Conference Finals as of right now. I think with a couple more pieces, I think we can make the championship. So my answer would be the Western Conference Finals because only team I see in our way is really the big bad wolf Denver that we can never beat.
Yeah.
I think everyone else we match up pretty well against. Just with AD being there in that center role, he plays defense, he plays offense, he rebounds. We have LeBron still can do what he do. We all seen that for these last couple of games. And Austin Reeves, like I said in the super chat, we've seen Reeves time and time again come up clutch for us and hit big shots and big moments even in the playoffs. So like what I said, that's why I said I trust them in big moments as well. It's hard to find role players that you actually trust on the floor to take them big shots because LeBron and AD is not always going to be the open at the time. So
Yeah.
we need another player that's going to be able to hit big shots, like you said earlier. Robert Ory, Derek Fishers, the Metal World Pieces, the Trevor Ariza's, and so forth. So might as well be the Western Conference Finals as right now, as the team is currently constructed. Though.
I think that's fair. And the more I look around the Western Conference and the way I see things going, and I think Denver is the big bad wolf, like you said. I think the biggest problem with Denver with the Lakers is mentally, not necessarily talent, right? They've lost KCP, they've lost other guys, they've lost Bruce Brown, they've lost guys. I think if it's the year the Lakers are going to get Denver, it's going to be this year. But I think the battle is up here more than it is on the actual hardwood. And when it comes to Denver, I think you already added the 3-and-D wing. If you get the main reason why I want Valanciunas is for a Denver series. Because here's the thing, y'all. I feel like if the Lakers beat Denver, I feel like the rush of that could be that battery in their back that could ride them a round or two. like just getting that done and getting that monkey off their back would be something that would be so major to them, getting over that mental hurdle. Now, here's the thing, because let's talk about, brought this up. Shandel talked about this Lakers all day. Lakers all day is probably the least favorable of Austin Reaves on the panel here. But having said that, when you talk about all the great Laker role players that they've had, none of them were stars. Derek Fisher was never a star. Robert Ory was going down a star path in Houston, but sacrificed his game after that for championships. Like I said, the Rick Foxes, the Robert Ory's, the Derek Fishers, the Brian Shaws, everyone that the Lakers brought in, even at the point where they brought in Gary Payton and Karl Malone. I think people talk about how that fell apart in 2004, but they didn't talk about the years that Payton and Malone had in 2003. Like, those guys were still good players. It's just, it didn't work, right? So when you talk about role players, and that's why Shaq always called them the other, right? They called them the others, and he said, you don't win championships without the role players. And I could sit up here and tell you, now Austin Reaves has never won a championship. He has never had the career that Robert Ory, Derek Fisher, or any of those guys have had. But when you look at these last, Derek Fisher, Robert Ory, Brian Shaw, any of those guys never ended up on a list with Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. Points, assists, and rebounds. Those guys never ended up on those lists. Lakers all day. You still here?
Yep.
There we go. So, having said that, we're going to go in rotation and we're going to bring this back. Having said that, Austin Reaves has entered kind of Laker lore on the things he's done in these last 10 to 15 games, bro. And whether he's Wonder Boy, whether whatever he is, you can't deny the impact that he's having up until Denver won tonight, where the Lakers were the 4th seed in the Western Conference with essentially the same team as last year, still hurt with a rookie head coach and him being their 3rd best player right now. His impact of entering lists with LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Magic Johnson can't be denied.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I agree. But it's just, I just don't. I just can't. I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, for me, it's like, I feel like I don't think like I think it's like JJ that wants him to be that guy that point guard to help us out. But it's like just seeing him like do good, but then he has bad moments, but then he has good moments. You know what I'm saying? It's like a up and down thing. I feel like he's not consistent. Like, he's not consistent enough to be our PG. You
Not
know
a
what I'm
point
saying? Like,
guard. I agree
yeah,
with
yeah,
point
yeah.
guard.
That's just me, because I feel like you have him at the wrong position at the wrong time, and that could really mess him up and mess us up. Because if you don't make a move, like probably get a point guard or something like that, when you go against like these other teams that like are really, some like defensive minded
Yeah.
teams that can move their feet, that can get over the screen, that can play press just like Cleveland did, just like who else did that? The last game,
Detroit did that to him both games.
Yeah, Detroit. Even the last game he played, that dude. You know what I'm saying? Even the Hawks, someone the small forward, whatever, he pressed him when he you know what I'm saying, he got pressed against Atlanta, and he was fumbling and falling. You know what I'm saying? So we need. I mean, like, if JJ needs to like low key take him out at times, I know you can't really do that, but if you, you know what I'm saying, like if he has turnovers and he's getting pressed and he's fumbling all that stuff, take him out for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let him
Yeah.
calm down. That's just me. I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, if he, once we move around, we'll see like get a dude that can really be our PG, and I think we'll be fine. Because that's the problem. I feel like that's just a problem. Big man, PG, and once we get Vando back or Woods, I think we'll be a great team.
Gotcha. Okay. Shando, let me ask you this. I feel like you had a good take on Austin, especially for this year, especially all he's been through. What I want to hear from you is what's, in your opinion, what's the biggest difference between Austin this year and Austin last year?
Well, basically, in my opinion, the biggest difference isn't like, well, most of the season doesn't have D'Angelo Russell next to him. Like, I feel like the D'Lo this year didn't really count. He was pretty much 1 foot out the door. It was a huge distraction for the team. I'm glad they moved off of him. They got a coach who I would say truly trusts and believes in him, and he has a consistent role. Like back last season, he was coming off the bench for a little bit. He was starting. And to be honest with you, man, they kind of just had him in a weird role where like people complain about his defense, but at the same time, man, when you're playing next to D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura, two defensive liabilities at times, you're gonna get cooked, especially when you're not really the best defender, like, and you're kind of guarding out of your position. Like you're playing, Jamal Murray, KCP. I mean, he actually held Jamal Murray the best he could. I mean, obviously didn't matter because you're playing with fucking D'Lo and Rui, right?
Yeah.
I think this season, I mean, if you got a hungry Max Christie who has that youthful energy, can hit the three ball at times, and like hopefully they incorporate DFS, into the starting five. I think that would be a great help. Um, and
That's coming.
yeah,
That's coming by next week. I'm just saying that's
yeah,
coming.
that's my point, man. As like I've been saying, like we never really saw Austin Reaves next to two legitimate two-way players, and I feel like as far as like the turnovers go, man, I feel like I mean a lot of Trey Young turns it over too. Like a lot
Mhm,
of point guards turn it over. So
mhm.
like that's my thing is like I have like and to follow up with that, like I have another question for you, like relating to this, like you say like yo, we need a point guard, right? Like in your eyes, like who is that guy that you could trade for? Because I
Yeah.
look at Rui's contract, he's making 17 mil a season, bro.
Mhm.
What like I canvassed the league, like I looking at all the trade machines. I'm thinking what team could legitimately use Rui? I know he was a former lotto pick. He's got the whole like Japanese brand deal thing to him that can bring attention to a team that doesn't have a lot of like clout. But like I'm looking at like Cleveland, they got Karis LeVert, 16 mil, expiring contract. Maybe Io DeSumo, but I don't think Chicago wants to give him up. Like in your eyes, who's that guy?
That's a great question. Um, because I've looked around too, and I'm thinking like if they're gonna move Rui for who is that for? And the more I think about it, is the Utah package. Now, it could be a combination. My thing comes down to what comes down to this is is are the Lakers going to give up firsts? Is what it really comes down to it. If the Lakers aren't going to give up first or unprotected first because they can't protect firsts anymore. So the 2029 and the 2031, I feel a lot of people aren't talking about this, and it's very important. The Lakers cannot protect those picks. So they can't send a protected 29 and a protected 2031. They'd be straight out first round unprotected picks. They have no way to protect it like they did the 2027. So if I think Rui goes for a guard, I think the only way right now, I'm looking. Something has to shake loose. But outside of that, I'm thinking Sexton or Clarkson with
Yeah,
Utah.
my
Now, I'm not saying which one I'm preferring.
yeah,
I'm just saying the math. And the reason I say the math is because maybe you don't have to send Christian Wood. You can send Jackson Hayes or JHS, and you can keep Christian Wood. If it were me, and I'm going to send one of the minimum guys, I want to keep Wood because I think he has the biggest upside of if he comes back.
yeah. And about that, like, what are your thoughts on a guy like Karis LeVert for Rui?
I wanted him last year. And I thought we could have got him. Scratch that. I know we could have got him last year. The Lakers just weren't committed to helping that team with giving up assets. They weren't committed to doing it. Cleveland did not want D'Lo with the player option. The Lakers weren't moving Reaves. It was a dead end. But the Lakers with LeVert has been a name I've wanted. But look at that roster with Cleveland. And look at the way they play defense. I don't see Rui as a fit there.
I mean, yeah, but they got Evan Mobley. I mean, he could guard pretty much anything though, right? So they could kind of make it work a little bit. And like another thing though is like, do you really see Karis LeVert as that legitimate point of attack guy that could guard like kind
No,
of like really be a
no,
make up for Austin? No,
no, no.
Damn.
He's very skilled offensively. He has defensive lapses. Now, with AD behind him in a DFS, he can be a solid team defender, but he's not a guy that you can trust a guy to go stop a guy one-on-one.
Yeah,
For me, let's talk pod. My bad. This has gone a little long. I got you next.
yeah. Sorry about that, by the way.
No. This is me. I'm chatterbox.
Oh yeah, nah, I feel you.
Now, for me, believe it or not, and I know it sounds crazy because we just got DFS and we've got wings, but for me, I would not be mad if the Lakers. But the problem is this guy's going to be in a bidding war, and I don't see the Lakers entering a bidding war. But for me, that guy's Cam Johnson. For me. But my thing is, you could have got him in that original Brooklyn deal if you were willing to pay, and they weren't, right? So that's kind of how I look at it. Same with Sharp with the big from there. They could have roped that in. They didn't. But you add another guy like him who can shoot the three, who can defend. And if you're going to move off of Rui, who they're trying to play, Rui's in a weird spot. They're trying to make him a wing and trying to make him a backup big. So it's weird, right? But for me, if you can get rid of the guy you think is a wing in Rui, I wouldn't be mad giving up Vando if you're getting back Cam Johnson, right? Because you got another 3-and-D wing there that can definitely dead-eye shoot the ball. But the problem is his bidding war is kind of coming through the roof. But for mine, it would have been Gabe, 2 seconds, go get Valanciunas, Richards, or Williams. Flip Rui for like I said, if you're willing to give up picks, Cam Johnson. If not, flip Rui for something with to do with the Utah, and then go get like a Markelle Fultz or something, right? I'm one of those guys who feel that Markelle Fultz can help this team. A lot of people have not watched him play. Markelle Fultz can hoop, yo. I'm dead serious. I'm nowhere near playing or trolling. If anyone has not seen him play the last 2-3 years in Orlando, the dude can play. It's the same reason he's not in the league is the same reason why Lonnie Walker isn't. It's the CBA. But Markelle Fultz can play. And if you're going to start Austin, if you're going to roll with LeBron James is going to play point guard in the fourth quarter. You need a 3-quarter, not even, because he doesn't even have to play. Because also you're going to need like a 14-minute point guard if you're going to give away Gabe.
Yeah.
Markelle Fultz can be just as effective as Gabe can.
Yeah. Do you think DeJounte Murray, or do you think like New Orleans is like holding on to him? Because to me, I look at like their team and shit, and I don't really see how DeJounte Murray fits with their timeline. I mean, he's 28. They're a tanking team right now. They don't really have a ton of assets. They're trying to blow it up. Like, I know they just got him, but at the same time, like, does he really fit there? Do you think they go for him or not?
He doesn't fit there, and they're not going for him because they just gave up 2 first-round picks. The Lakers aren't matching that to get him back. So that's not happening. Let's talk pod.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Sorry for the wait here. I think the Lakers are going to get their big. I think the Lakers are going to get their big potentially any day now. With that said, if we're looking at this roster, let's say a week from now, let's say it's the trade deadline coming up on it, and you got DFS, you got Valanciunas, Richards, or Robert Williams. You got your big that can help AD. Any of those guys can help AD. I did a whole video breaking down how, what, did a whole video on that. But let's say those happen. What would you do with Rui? Keep him? Try to get someone like a Markelle Fultz, Dennis Smith Jr., something like that? Or do you try to send Rui out to go get your guard?
I would definitely, if we could get another big, I would definitely try to get another guard just to relieve the pressure off of Reaves. I was gonna say, like, have you seen Lonzo play this year? Do you think?
I have.
Do you think, Chicago may be intrigued with Rui on taking on that contract?
I don't think they'd be interested in another year of Rui. I think Chicago, look, if Chicago decides to send out Zoe, Levine, Vukovic, whatever it is, man, let me take that back for a second.
Because me personally, I don't think
Rui has negative trade asset. I think he's a positive asset. I think a team could look at him as a guy that could potentially give them 15 points a game. I don't think you look at that as negative with only 1 year left on his deal and not crazy money. So Zoe is making what? 20? Let me look up Zoe real quick.
I think it was like 20 mil.
Yeah, let me look up Zoe real quick. So because it couldn't be Rui straight up for Zoe. That can't happen. So let me look real quick. I should know this off the top of my head, but tonight I'm a little fuzzy. So give me a second here. All right, give me 1 second. Let's look up the Bulls. So I think Zoe was like 20. I think he's like 21, 22. Okay, there you go. 21-3. Okay, so 21-3. So let's build this together. Hold on. Let's check this out real quick. Let me throw this up on the screen real quick, and we'll build this out. So share screen. 1 second. All right, let's build this out right quick. All right. Let me see how this looks on the screen. Okay, so let's build this out. So if we're gonna build out a trade for Zoe, okay. So if we're gonna do this, it's gonna be Lakers. It's going to be the Bulls, and let's go. All right. So if you're going to do this trade for Zoe, let's start with Zoe because we know that'd be the guy you want to send to the Lakers here, right? So let's set him out. Now, if you're going to go with the Lakers, now what are you going to do here? Assuming you're using Gabe to get the big, so we're not going to use him in this deal, right? So let's move Rui. All right. Hold on. Why are you not? Come on, man. I have a membership. What are y'all doing here? Get these ads off my screen. There we go. Hold on. All right. So this ain't gonna work yet because there's not enough. Oh, really? Y'all just gonna reset me when I log in? All right, cool. Hold on. There we go. All right. So it's gonna fail right now because the Lakers can't take back more than what they send out. So we know it's 4.4 more than that, right? So let's say maybe the Bulls want to get a look at a JHS. Okay, bam. Still not really enough. Okay, because you have to send out more than you take back if you're the Lakers because you're an over the first apron team. You're already giving up 2. You got Rui. You got JHS. Like, what else are we talking about? You're probably going to get another big in Giannis, and not Giannis. Whoa, Jonas, Valanciunas. Maybe you can spare Hayes here. You can only send out 1 minimum in the deal to have it count towards a trade. Bang, there you go. But here's the problem, though. This number right here is not only are you asking the Bulls to take on Rui in an extra year. JHS, Jackson Hayes are gone after the year. That's fine. You're taking back Zoe's an expiring contract. So they're not asking you to take on more money. You're asking them to take on an extra year of Rui and an additional $2 million in salary. Yeah. So at that point, they're probably going to want something for that. Now, if you do that, let's assume that you give up Gabe and the 2 second-round picks in 2025 to get Gabe. Let's assume that happens. All right. Now you're sitting right here And all you got left, this is it. This is it. And it's protected. So you can't even move it. So you're sitting here like, what do you give them? And what a lot of people forget about is cash considerations. Okay. Now you're going to send cash considerations to Chicago. Lakers get up to 3.5. They haven't used it this year. And bang, you offset the 1.9 with 1.9 in cash considerations. Dudes ain't getting this nowhere else. Like, so what I'm telling you is that's how you get that deal done. So chat, panel, let me know what you think for this. But there's more here. There's more here.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at this, the Lakers are also saving $1.9 million in money. So they already got the 3.5 on the DFS deal. So you're adding $2 million to that, which gets you to 2.5. When you go prorated on minimum contracts, you're dumping 3 to get back 1. Guess, ladies and gentlemen, it's 3. 3 minus 1 is 2 extra roster spots. So you're onto something here, right? So now you could sit here. You have 2 extra roster spots. You can convert Oliveri if that's what you want to do. Or you got 2 minimum spots. You can still get a Markelle Fultz. You can still try to go get maybe another wing, another like big. You can get a buyout guy that's under the mid-level. There are things you could do now because now you have roster flexibility. So let me ask you guys now. So since you're the one that posed it there, Lakers, Let's Talk Pod, that would be the deal, more than likely, that you would have to do. I think Chicago would do that deal. Lakers, they have to be pretty convinced that Zoe is healthy. And you got the LeVar thing, right? Which we've already been through. But do you do this deal?
Me personally, I'll do the deal. Like you said, it creates roster flexibility, and then you can still, if Rob is smart, go get Markelle Fultz just for a backup, just in case Lonzo gets hurt again. Like you said, he is expiring contract, correct? This is last year.
He's expiring. I'm only concerned about Zoe's health. That's my only concern.
Like I said, I've been watching them very closely this year, and I think Lonzo would be a great. We seen him here. We seen him here with us for a short stint. He had great chemistry with LeBron as well. He's great on defense. I still think he can be a good defender at least to help, Reaves in the front court. The back court. So I would do the deal.
You do the deal. So let's work our way back through here. Lakers all day. You still living and breathing over here?
Yep, I'm good. We good.
What you think about this?
I like it. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted Lonzo back on the Lakers, even when he was, on free agent and off season. So I'm down with it. But this is good. I like it. But what about Trey Mans and Richard?
I know you're big on Trey Man. I'm gonna work that deal next. I was already getting that one queued up.
Bet.
But let me get to Shando. Shando, you still there?
Yep.
What you think of this?
Man, I would, but I just think Lonzo, man, right now he's a solid backup. I'm just happy he's on the court. I don't really care what he does. I'm just happy he's on the court.
Yeah,
he's
me too.
Always able to find a way to do something good regardless of his burn. But I just say what we will about Rui, but he's able to play the games. My thing with Zoe is you never know. It's just a huge risk. You know what I mean? I understand he's a vet. He's a minimum at this point, or he's on an expiring contract. But I don't know. The only way I'd get Zoe is if he'd somehow get bought out. But other than that, man,
we can't get him on a buyout though.
Oh shit!
We can't get him because the Lakers are over the first apron. We can't get anyone who's above a mid-level exception. So he's off limits on a buyout. So like I said, the Lakers can't get a star. They can't get a buyout guy. Their only player is Rui. That's it. Like for a guy that's a known name making significant money. And I want to touch on this real quick that my guy Alejandro said here. We can't flip Rui if we're not getting a player that gives us a significant upgrade. And the only reason I want to touch on this comment is because I believe that DFS is about to neutralize Rui. I think he's going to take the bulk of his minutes. At that point, you might as well get something for Rui that you could use in another position. Because if, and this is a big if Vandal comes back healthy, you've got DFS And if Woods comes back, you got Braun. Rui's redundant at that point. So not only would you be moving off Rui now, but you'd be getting an expiring contract for him too. So it puts you in position to potentially. Yeah, Angie, I see you, sis. Love you. Hope you're doing well. Just saw your name pop up. Appreciate you. But I think when it comes to Rui, the only reason I'm asking the chat, I'm like, y'all, we got to talk about Rui because I think potentially he may be becoming redundant.
Yeah.
And I like Rui. And here's the thing. We got Rui for 2 seconds. Everyone thinks we got Rui for 3 seconds. We didn't get him for 3 seconds. It was 2 seconds and a second round pick swap. So we bought low. We bought low.
Yeah.
He served his purpose. Rui now does play well come playoff time, traditionally. So there's the legend of playoff Rui, right? Is he going to give it to you? But at the end of the day, what does playoff Rui give you if DHS, Vando, Braun, Christian Wood are taking his minutes? So let's talk pod. Let me ask you. Would you agree with that take? Like, do you see Rui getting significant minutes if we keep him?
No. Especially if Vando, we keep saying if, but if Vando comes back at least 85%, 90%, I don't see the need for Rui on the team, especially if Christian Wood is going to come back to fill his role. Because like you said earlier, I still got faith in Christian Wood. I think he can stretch the floor.
Me too.
We see him. He can play defense when he needs to. Last year, he helped AD a lot on the back end. And so, yeah, like you said, Rui's a little bit redundant. So if we can get a player in another position to upgrade, why not do it now? So, yeah, I would definitely trade him for definitely an upgrade in the point guard or get a better big as far as a four, like I said in the super chat earlier, John Collins or something like that. But me, I will get a better point guard, though.
I do like John Collins, man. He's a guy that I felt gets slept on all the time. Now, and doesn't like. I really thought that there was going to be a point that the Lakers were going to get him 2 years ago, but when they did the D'Lo, Beasley, and Vando trade, I thought that was something that was gonna happen. Like I thought there was a potential there. Didn't happen, but it is what it is now. So now let's get to Lakers all day because he's probably mentioned this like 17 and a half times in my chat about Nick Richards and Trey Mann. That's what you got, right? Lakers all day. I don't know if he's still let's take a look at this real quick. All right. So we're looking at these two guys. That's roughly $9 million, right? This would be fairly easy to complete. But if you want 1 for 2, but the Lakers can't do this deal from 1 for 2. They got to send out at least 2 guys because where their roster situation is. So this isn't just like send out a Vando, right? And again, I'm taking Gabe off the table from anything other than one of the bigs because I think Gabe goes for the bigs. So I think this is just me personally. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. But I think Gabe and 2 second-round picks are going somewhere for one of those bigs. Robert Williams, Nick Richards, Valanciunas. Now, in this deal, it could be Gabe because Nick Richards is here, right? So let's go ahead and let's throw Gabe Vincent into this deal. And Gabe Vincent makes more than these 2 players combined, okay? So we're going to look at this. Now, this is why, again, why I would love this thing, but the problem is this. And let me see. Are you guys able to see this very well on the screen, or do I need to make it bigger?
I can see it.
You can see it? Okay. This is the only thing I don't like about this trade right now is LA must waive 1 player before processing this trade. And when you look at this, Charlotte's already taken on 1.1 million. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's do what we did last time, okay? Let's say in Jackson Hayes, because if I'm sending a big, I prefer to keep Christian Wood. I don't know. I said the S with what everyone else does. I don't know why I just did that. But look at this. Okay, it works, and look at the money the Lakers save here, which Jeannie's gonna love. This is gonna get Jeannie butt naked in the pool swimming right now. Okay, look at this. This is $3.6 million saved on this deal, but it's $3.6 million cost on Charlotte. So those cash considerations for the Lakers is gonna be completely drained. That 3.5 is going, and this deal could get done. Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes for Nick Richards and Trey Mann. Bang! We stay at our 12-man roster. pretty much works there. We use our cash considerations. But excuse me. We also are going to have to use 2 second-round picks. I'm not going to take the time to add it. We'll just assume it's there. 2025 second-round picks. So let me ask you guys, Lakers all day. I have a feeling I know what your answer is going to be to this. Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, $3.5 million in cash, and 2 second-round picks in 2025 for Nick Richards and Trey Mann.
I mean, I like it. I like it. I love it. Actually, I love it because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't the one who, you know what I'm saying, like, came up with this trade idea. Somebody told me about Trey Mann, you know what I'm saying? And low-key, I didn't know nothing about him until I saw his game on YouTube, and I was like, bro, this dude is a dude that we need because he's a bucket, get to the basket, can score. Like, he's everything that we need at the point guard. And he got handles too. And with freaking Richards too, that's a steal, I think. Even Damian Lillard said that he was with Trey Mans. He was like, look, if a team can go get Trey Mans, he is going to be a point guard that you need, and he low-key might be a star. He just needs to get with the right team.
Okay. Shando, real quick, before I get to this, let me get to the super chat real quick. Shout out to Nick T. Appreciate you, man. $5 super chat. He says, Reaves overhyped and overrated. He raised my blood pressure of handling the ball. I'll trade in Toronto for Kelly Olynyk and Bruce Brown. Damn. Well, first of all, that wouldn't work within the CBA. Appreciate the super chat. I'm gonna come back and talk to this one in a second. I'm gonna get to Shando and let's talk part about their feelings of this trade. That's an interesting take right there. I'm gonna get back to you though. All right, Shando.
Man. I mean, I love Nick Richards. My thing is with Trey Mann is that, like, is he a great defender? Like, because my thing is, like, with Lonzo, I low key prefer, even with the injury history, because I know he can be an incredible defender. Trey Mann to me is more of a swagged out, like, cool hooper that can provide like energy or like a sixth man role. To me, I don't like. He could probably start, but I don't. I just feel like him and Austin would be kind of redundant together. That's my opinion on that.
Okay. Gotcha. Real quick, hold on. I wanna I wanna touch on this real quick. Just real quick. Hold on a second here. Let me get to something real quick because I feel like when people say stuff about hyping an undrafted player, and then like you throw something you throw something like this up here, and this is not about overhyping an undrafted player. I feel like this is underhyping an undrafted player. 24 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds over his last 5 games. Now, you can call me wherever you want under the sun. But if you're getting this production off an undrafted player that's making $12 million a year, and you woke up today hating on this man, I don't really know what to say. I don't. I really don't know what to say. But anyways, so let's go ahead and get back to let's talk about it. What do you think of the Trey Mann Nick Richards trade? We talked about the Alonzo Ball. We talked about a few of them here. But what do you think about that one?
I'm kind of agreeing with Shando. I'm cool with the Nick Richards. Trey Mann, I just feel like as he's going to in the playoffs, is he really going to be able to be effective as far as getting minutes? Because I feel like teams are just going to attack him. I'm not sure about his defense. I don't really watch as much Charlotte games. I watch a couple, but I haven't really heard his Trey Mann as far as holding his own on the defensive side. But I'll definitely take Nick Richards. Maybe we can get like a Caleb Martin on that team. I mean, a Cody Martin. I can't remember which twin is on that team, but yeah, I don't know. I'll be hesitant about Trey Mann.
Gotcha. And the only reason I'd probably prefer another deal versus that one is because when I did my breakdown, my deep dive into the 3 centers, Valanciunas, Nick Richards, and Robert Williams, Nick Richards splits versus road games and the Western Conference fell into the absolute toilet. Now, a lot of people don't look at that when they break down trades. They look at salaries, they look at overall numbers, but I look at splits, deep into splits. And when I saw that Nick Richards literally takes a 50% dip when he plays on the road and when he plays against a Western Conference team. And you know what they say about role players on the road, right? Play better at home, fall apart on the road. Robert Williams been to NBA Finals. He's played deep into the playoffs. He's steady. He doesn't rattle. Valanciunas doesn't rattle. His splits are equal. Both play well against the Western Conference. Nick Richards declined steadily versus the West and on the road. And that's kind of what has me worried. His salary is fantastic. $5 million this year, $5 million next year. Fantastic. And maybe his splits will be better playing with the Lakers. I think they would be. SP said, will he do it in the playoffs? He averaged 17 last year in the playoffs. Could you? Anyways, what I'm saying is, I'm just messing with you, bro. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm just having fun. When you think about that, do you think that's concerning? Lakers all day. You're a big component of this trade.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
knowing those Nick Richards splits that I just said, because I feel like everyone that mentions Nick Richards does not talk about that. He declines massively on the road and against the West.
Yeah, I think that's something to really raise your eyebrows for, because that's kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we get in the playoffs and we, have a drought. I mean, low-key, saying like he had a drought in the playoffs because of road games. That's not a good look for us, low-key, trying to go get him now, because I would rather have Robert Williams, Robert Woods, whatever.
Robert Williams.
Yeah, why? Yes, I would rather have him because he has finals. He was in the finals, and he, you know what I'm saying, he knows how to play defense. But just because of that situation you told me about, I'm kind of iffy on that Nick Richards now, because if I don't got time for a dude that's going to be going down in road games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to worry about that with role players. You got to worry about that.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So I think we all touched on that. So I saw my man Tyrone Church mention, because I've got this a couple of times in my chat, and I got a couple DMs and ads about this trade on Twitter. So I'm gonna touch on it real quick. Let me build this out real quick. Let's bring this back up. I don't think this deal is gonna happen, but let me build it though, to where people and see what they think about it. So I've got a lot of questions about adding on to the Robert Williams trade by adding Anthony Simons to it. Now I don't necessarily think that that Portland is dying to get rid of him. He's having a good year. So I don't know how willing they are to get rid of him, and it's probably going to cost draft assets. Okay, so let's say that we throw in Rui and we throw in Gabe. All right, let's just go off top with there. Okay, I don't think it's enough even then. Okay, so you got this, because you got Anthony Simons making about $26 million a year, and he's got 2 years left on it. Okay, so another good chunk of it next year. So you're looking at this. Okay, you got Gabe, you got Rui, and it's 2 for 2. Okay. Now you're gonna have to throw in, minimums ain't gonna get you there. It's not gonna get you there. You're gonna have to throw in someone else of value and someone else of money. And it's gonna come down to probably Vando. Okay. Now you're getting over here. Now you get to that. Okay. Now you're sending out 3, you're getting back 1. Money wise, Portland's only adding 0.4. That's not bad. Lakers clearing negative 0.4, not great. But you're sending out 3, you're getting back 2. It opens up a roster spot. I don't think this gets it done just that. I don't think Portland's like, we'll take Rui with an extra year. We'll take Gabe with an extra year. And we're going to take Vando with 4 years. They're going to want at least bare minimum a first. So for that probably kills the deal for me. Tyrone Church asked about that. So that probably kills the deal for me. What do you guys think? This time I'm gonna start with the Let's Talk Pod. What do you think of that? To me, the first, I don't think they do this without a pick, and I'm not giving up a first for this deal.
Yeah, I'm probably in agreement. If they're asking for a first, I'm probably saying no. Even though I think Anthony Simons is in my opinion, if you put him on a team with aspirations and
Yeah, I like his
knows how
talent.
to go somewhere, yeah, I think he could be a big time player, especially coming off the bench for the Lakers. And we already know what Robert Williams can do, healthy. But like you said, Robert Williams has an injury history. We've already seen that with Wood and Vando, and that's a lot of money taken back, and we're giving up 3 players. So I'm not giving up a first for that, though.
And another thing to consider is Anthony Simons is not a defensive player. So you're putting him in the
Yeah,
backcourt with AR, right?
yeah,
And you're moving Max to the bench here, which some people wouldn't mind, but you're taking Max's athleticism and defense off the court, which is opening up AR because AD is able to dominate on defense. You got DFS out there now, and then you have Max Christie. So that frees Braun and AR to be the two guys right now over the last 6-7 games, number one and number two offensively, really. So, and again, there's no way that Portland's taking on that many years of salary without an unprotected first. So, Shando, where you at with this?
Yeah, hell no, man. Like
Yeah.
I can't do it, man. I think it's a lateral move in my eyes, man, because I feel like Anthony Simons is a cool hooper, but he's not a good defender. And Robert Williams, that's like having Vando 2.0 in a lot of ways, bro. Like, obviously, you're able to get Vando off the roster. And, oh, can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, cool. But yeah, I think it's a lateral move, man. Robert Williams, he played like 8 games this season, bro. I mean, he hasn't really done anything impactful since the 2022 finals, and even that, he kind of limped through that whole mess. So like, I think it's just a lateral ass move. And I think like the team's better off just looking for like more of a point of attack guard, or even like a two guard that's not, really a ball handler, and like, try to like invest in point guards off the buyout market or get Lonzo. Honestly, I think that would be slightly better than this deal. But to counter that point though, like what are your thoughts on the whole Colin Sexton thing though?
I'm gonna do that one next. So I'm gonna
All
build
right,
that
for sure.
trade next. So let me get Lakers on day on this trade, and
All
then I'm
right.
gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and build that trade next. So Lakers all day, what you got on this one?
Um, Simons is a good young player, but what they were saying about Robin Williams and his injury history, I wouldn't take a chance on it because his, what I'm saying, like his injuries and what they said, him only playing the 8th game this year. That's saying we don't need that right now. We need somebody that's gonna be healthy for us if you're playing in certain position. And I mean, I like the Lonzo trade. I mean, yeah, I think Lonzo is the dude that we need because defense wise, and if you can, you could probably put Austin on the bench and maybe have Lonzo and Max keep that defense. Then you have 1-2 punch with Connect and Austin.
Well, I don't think there's any way at this point to put Austin on the bench. I
Yeah,
think Max
yeah,
would go to the
that's true.
bench in this trade,
Mm-hmm.
in a Zoe trade. But this one for Portland, to be honest with you guys, I don't know who hangs up on who here. I don't think this works for either team.
Yeah, true.
Because like I said, the Lakers, at Anthony Simon, Austin Reeves backcourt would be atrocious. And then I don't think that I saw someone in the church, someone in the chat, someone in the chat say that it's like a more aggressive D'Lo. I agree with that. Anthony Simons is a hooper. He can hoop offensively, but him and AR in the backcourt, that puts a lot of pressure on the rest of the starting five. And then again, Portland of an extra year of Rui, an extra year of Gabe, and 4 more years of Jared Vanderbilt and wanting a first round pick there. I don't think that either team really likes or that lines up there. So it's not a trade I've really built or talked about, but it came up in the chat, so I wanted to build it. So let's go in and build Lakers Utah now, real quick, because I think this is an interesting one. And I think there's multiple ways here. I think there's multiple versions of this trade here that could potentially happen. My only thing with Utah is, and when I want to mention this before we go down this rabbit hole, because I think there's multiple combinations of moves here, is I'm not sure I see a move here without a pick in any move that you do. So because of that, I've been a guy that says I don't want Utah having too many of our first round picks. They already got 2027 top 4 protected. If you give it 29, 31, there's no protection on that. You might have to remove protection on 2027 and get a deal done. And I just don't really like a team having 27, 29, or 31, and we don't even know what our team's going to look like then. So before we go down this rabbit hole, that's a roadblock for me when it comes to dealing with Utah. Okay, but let's say the easiest one here to get done, and we're going to do this one first. We're going to do this one first. All right, and this is the easiest, quick and done. This gets done today if the Lakers agree to do it. Okay, this gets done today. And that is Christian Wood. I'm not gonna add the picks in because I'm just gonna say it. It's gonna take time. But that is Christian Wood, 2 unprotected first round picks in 2029 and 2031 for Walker Kessler. Now, me, no, I'm not doing it. That I'm not doing it. But that could be done today. Like right now. If Rob called Danny Ainge right now, Christian Wood, 29, 31, unprotected, they hang up the phone with the deal. Lakers all day. You doing that deal?
I'm gonna say maybe. That's me. Maybe.
Why?
Because right now, I mean, yeah, Woods is not playing, but you don't know how he's gonna look when he comes back. You don't know if he's gonna be healthy or not. You know what I'm saying? You really don't know his situation. So it's like you're up in the air. So if they're willing to go give us, I mean, it's like if they want Woods and we go get the Walker Kessler, I'll do it. You have to make this team better. You know
Even
what I'm
with
saying?
2 unprotected first round picks when they already have your 27? That you're giving Utah 3 of your first round picks over the next 7 years.
I know that is kind of tough though, but that's what Danny Ainge will try to do. And see, that's what the problem though. It's like I don't want to do it because of the picks, but looking at this situation now, it's good for us. But the picks is like killing us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
So
it's a
I
yes
wouldn't
and a
do it.
no. That's why I say maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Shando, what do you got
Yeah,
on this?
yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I'm not doing that, man. I mean, not for somebody who's probably just gonna be a backup center on this team.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a waste of a move. I mean, maybe if you can throw in Colin Sexton, but at the same time, bro, like people who think, I feel like this kind of lets me know if whether you watch like guys who actually watch anybody who actually watches the game or not. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people think that Colin Sexton is a great defender just because he does the antics, like lifts his shirt up, claps, claps his hands, has the stance. But I mean, he gets cooked. Like if you look at his defensive rating, it's terrible, bro. So there's really nobody in Utah that I personally would want outside of Kessler, and like for like one pick at most, sure, but like because like if it gets to the point where it's like February, whatever, early February, and it's like the clock's ticking, and you don't have any kind of big man, then I'd give up one first. But other than that, bro, I'm not doing that. I have no interest in this pick.
I don't either. Like I said, for a variety of reasons. And I don't even know Walker Kessler is gonna come out. And let's talk pod. This is a big part of it. Not only are you giving up 2 unprotected picks, they already have a top 4 protected pick at 2027 for you, which is these are all hard passes for me. But then you're gonna have to pay Walker Kessler probably big time money because you don't trade for a guy. And here's the thing: AD is your 5, so you're giving up 2 unprotected picks, and you're gonna have to pay him, and he's gonna be a backup. He's not gonna start. He's not gonna start at center. They're not moving AD to the 4. So what do you do to this?
Man, Zubac is in my head, man. The way we gave up Zubac, bro. And Zubac's been killing for the Clippers, man. But this particular package, I'm not giving up 2 unprotected first round picks. No.
Yeah, no, I'm
Um,
not. This deal gets
uh,
talked about a lot, but I'm not.
yeah,
I'm not.
and like Shendo was saying, everybody's so infatuated with Colin Sexton and Walker Kessler. I'm not a fan of that package. Like I said earlier in the chat, the chat earlier today, I'm trying to see if I can get Collins and Kessler.
So you would so Collins and Kessler. So that would still be the 2 unprotected picks.
Bring them down.
So you would do it?
Yeah.
So if we swapped out, so let's build this and see what it looks like real quick. Since you're talking about that real quick, so let's go ahead and build this real quick. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Christian Wood in this deal if we're giving up if we're going for Collins. So let's go ahead and let's throw in Walker Kessler. Now John Collins is making like almost $26.5 million a year. Okay, so that's gonna be tough off top. All right, and let's say off top, you already know you're gonna probably have to include Rui. All right. You're going to have to probably include Gabe, which I'm fine with that. Okay. That gets us here. We're still $1.5 million short. In this particular passage, I'd rather keep Wood and send out Hayes. I'm going to do that almost every time I have a choice between the two. This should get the deal done. Okay. Now, this is with also 2 unprotected first round picks. Rui, Gabe, Jackson Hayes for John Collins and Walker Kessler. The Dodgers, the Lakers save about $1 million. Utah takes on about $1 million. I like John Collins. I'm still not doing this deal because this gives Utah 3 of our first round picks for this deal.
Would you do it for a first in 2 seconds?
If it was 1 first round pick that was allowed protection, here's what I would do. What I would do is I would remove 2027 since they already have it. I'd move protection on 2027. I would give up 2 second round picks, and I would give all my cash considerations. Now, I don't think Utah does that, but that's probably my offer here, is only because I don't want a team having 3 of my first round picks, even 2, because maybe Walker Kessler's worth maybe. Let's say he's worth the first round pick, but he's going to be a backup for us. So you're not, he's a backup for them. And my thing is, like, if he's so great defensively, why are they one of the worst defensive teams in the league with him? You know what I mean? So my thing is, like, if his price falls and it's remove the 2027 and 2 seconds, I do it. But I don't think Utah does that. I think Utah's saying peace on that. And I think if Utah wants the 2 firsts for that, I think the Lakers say peace on that. Yeah. And then I think if they meet somewhere in the middle and they say 1 first round pick and the Lakers want to protect it, they can't protect it because they don't know how those seconds that year. So I think it just kills the deal because I don't think there's a pathway where they can agree on picks.
Yeah, that's my only concern dealing with Danny Ainge, man. He's hungry for those picks.
He is hungry for picks, and he's hungry for Laker picks.
Yeah. This is the only way I'll do a Walker Kessler deal, though. I'm not taking Sexton. I don't want Sexton.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm at.
Collins, I feel like Collins will be a better player with us, and then Rui. That's my whole thing, replacing Rui with Collins. And I know Collins will rebound the ball.
Yeah, I like Collins. I always have. And I don't necessarily dislike Kessler, but again, I'm not giving Danny Ainge, who's betting that the Lakers are going to be abysmal in 27, 29, and 31. I'm not letting him make us his Brooklyn. I'm not letting him do that to us if I'm the Lakers. Because Danny Ainge has done deals with us that he didn't rob us on. He's helped the Lakers, right? He's helped the Lakers on 2 recent trades. Lamont, I see you, my guy. FYF Sports, I see you, my guy. Appreciate you tuning in, bro. He's done deals with the Lakers that were kind of negotiating in good faith that didn't look to rob them. But he's been keeping that phone line open, starving for these picks. Don't get it twisted. I just don't see a move with Utah that the Lakers are comfortable with, that Utah would take, is my point. Because as long as Walker Kessler is attached to this, it's going to be a number draft capital-wise that Rob Pelinka and the Lakers are probably uncomfortable with giving up.
So you think we're getting Valanciunas?
I think we're getting Valanciunas, Richards, or Williams.
Yeah, that's where I think we're headed.
I think now,
I
and I'm
think
not
Kessler
saying
may
that
be too
that
rich.
yeah, I'm not saying that is the best scenario, but I think that's the most realistic scenario.
So I got a question. So for the balance for okay, so like what trade was the best trade that you put together? Like
So
was
of
it the
all the
long?
trades we've built tonight,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. It's not that I don't like it. I don't like the cost. I don't hate this roster wise. I don't like the Portland trade roster wise. I don't like the Nick Richards, Trey Mann pick roster wise. Probably, oddly enough, the Zoe one I don't mind for a couple different reasons. Um, of all the ones we built, because obviously we didn't do the centers, we didn't do the Valanciunas. We did do Robert Williams with Anthony Simons. I'm not doing that. But if it's Williams for Gabe and 2 picks, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Nick Richards for Gabe and 2 picks, wouldn't be opposed to it. Valanciunas, Gabe and 2 picks, wouldn't be opposed to it. I think that's a move. One of those 3 moves are coming, I think. One of those 3. I think it comes down next is, do the Lakers move Rui for another person? So for me, the trade we built around Rui and was it JHS and I think Hayes, right? Is that what we did?
Is that the one for
I
Lonzo?
think that's it
Or,
Yeah, I think that's the one
for Lonzo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the trades we built on stream tonight, that's probably my favorite one, for the simple fact that he is a defensive guard that his shot has improved and an expiring contract. So it would probably be the Zoe deal that I would do. And I don't know of a ton of other options out there. But you know what I am curious about? Let me throw a deal out here for y'all real quick, because I don't think this is being talked about. Matter of fact, I have not heard this talked about.
because honestly, I don't see too many point guards out there that'll help the team that is able to get as
Yeah,
far as
sure.
right now.
Yeah,
Well, maybe we. Oh, just stay with me for a second. Hold on. Let me show you something here. We're gonna go looking for an old friend here, because very similarly to how Indiana did with Bruce Brown last year, I am almost convinced that Orlando did something similar with KCP.
Oh shit, that's good, man.
Yeah.
I've been saying that.
So this is one that I've been okay. Now,
Do they want to give up KCP?
so here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I think they're going to make another move. They're going heavy after Fox. They're going after another guard. They're going after someone. So they got guys out hurt. They've been playing well even with guys out hurt. They need some bodies. They need some guys that can score. Rui can score. Rui can help you get through what they're going through down there. And his contract isn't terrible long term. So this is something that I think is kind of under the radar, that is that has some potential. Now, I'm not saying this is gonna happen. I'm not saying. But my question is, this is also a 3-for-1. So the Lakers would then also open up 2 roster spots here. Now you get a guy in the backcourt with Reaves that can shoot and defend. He's played with your key players before. It's just an interesting move for me. And this would require no picks.
Do it right now.
The reason I say it is because the Lakers, so KCP signed a 3-year deal. So they have they're taking back the longest contract here. Because you're going to get JHS. Orlando may take him and maybe they keep him and see what they can make out of him. Jackson Hayes expiring. JHS, young player, Maybe needs to change the scenery. Rui can get you 15 points a game while your guys are out. I think this helps both teams. And the Lakers can throw them money and keep their picks.
My question is, are you worried about starting Christie? Like his growth? Because I feel like Christie's been coming into his own.
I am come playoff time. I am. And it's funny you say that because that's exactly why I'm looking at this deal. Because I think Braun's going to play point guard in the fourth quarter. And if that happens, you can have KCP or Austin out there. Because I'm worried about Max in the playoffs. I am. And D'Lo's not here anymore. But if my starting backcourt is Max Christie and Austin Reaves come playoff time,
yikes.
Yeah. So this is what I've had my eye on.
Would you take this over the Lonzo deal if both of them was on the table?
I think I would. I think I would just because we've seen this movie before. And KCP did this in LA and Denver. And I feel like he's better now than when he left us.
Yeah, that'd be real hard for me. I'd probably take that'd be difficult. But I'll probably take KCP because we, like you said, we know what we're gonna get from KCP. And we've seen it before. And so I'll do this deal as well.
Yeah, man, I think I would. And the only reason I'm roping this in here is if somewhere down the line, if Sacramento decides to move Fox, Orlando was heavily going to be in on that, and the Lakers can work in kind of taking KCP money on in as part of a 3-team deal to get him out of there. I don't think the Lakers have a chance at Fox, but I think they could facilitate a Fox trade. And you can slide Sacramento. We could build this out too, like I said. But I think KCP is a target that I think is more realistic than people think. Let's see. So I see people saying try Suggs, but I don't think they're gonna move Suggs. I don't think Suggs is a guy that they're actively looking to move, in my opinion. Why is Austin not good enough to be a contender? I'm not saying he's not good enough. I guess my stance, and we kind of talked on this earlier. I just don't know. I feel what makes the Lakers not a contender is their overall roster right now. And I think that if Austin Reaves is our third best player, we're not a contender. I think if Austin Reaves, even though he's playing like our third best player, I don't know. Let me ask you guys this. Do you think what Austin is doing right now is absolutely sustainable? Do you think it's sustainable?
I'm going to say no.
You will say no? Okay, Shando, what do you say?
I think so. Because, and I'll be quick with it. I think the main reason why is because, like, he gets more reps, especially if you can make a deal like the KCP deal. Like, you're getting a proven champ next to him that can legitimately be your point of attack, that works well when he has great playmakers around him. We've seen Austin Reaves, like, he can, get like 10, 15 assists. He's growing in that role. And sometimes when guys are growing, I'm not saying to be an all-star or anything, but I think he could be kind of like the same tier or a tier above, like a Mike Conley, Goran Dragic type player, like a borderline star. I definitely think so because I feel like especially when his usage is increased, and I think he's clutch. He can come through in big games. Doesn't like I understand the turnovers and whatnot, but at the end of the day, LeBron's gonna be the one handling the rock, orchestrating things, and like I feel like it's not something I worry too much about personally. I care more about the point of attack. I care more about the athleticism, having enough legitimate high motor wings that provide that energy, that spark. And I feel like that's kind of the main reason this team's been losing, more so than, not having good enough playmaking. Now that is a concern, but I want to see what like Shake Milton could do, and I want to see like maybe you do this move right, and like see like what point guards are on the market during the buyout. That's where I'm at.
Gotcha. So we gotta remember our buyout options are very, very limited. Very limited. Last year, the Lakers were hard capped at the first apron, which they were one of only a third of the teams in the league that could sign guys who were bought out above mid-level exception. This year, that's how we got like a Spencer Dinwiddie. Now that didn't work out necessarily, but there's a lot of other teams weren't in position to get him. The Lakers are one of those teams now that aren't in position to get anyone out of a buyout market, right? So we got to be mindful of that. Let's talk pod. What do you think Austin's situation is? The way he's played the last, excuse me. So let's say this: his last 5 games, 17 4 and sorry, my bad. That was the playoffs. Real quick. Hold on. That was last year's playoffs when some dude in the chat was talking trash. So I had to check that real quick. Let's see. Let's look at his last 5 games, which is again a small sample size, right? But right now his last 5 games are 24, 10, and 8. Okay, that 5 games is not necessarily massive. Right? Let's look at 15, a little bit more scalable. Okay, more statistical validity there. 18.6, 6.3, 5.3 in his last 15 games. Okay, when you talk about a winning team, you got a guy in the high 20s, you got a guy in the mid 20s, and you want a guy between 18 and 20. Austin Reaves is that 18 to 20 guy, basically for the season. So he's been doing it. My question is this sustainable, and do you think he can do this come playoff time?
Yeah, because I've seen it. So me personally, that was in a dysfunctional offense. I think with JJ, this is more structured. He's actually have a system in place, and we heard from AD last year they didn't even know half the time what they were doing. So I feel like with JJ, at least he knows where his spots on the floor is going to be. He knows where players are going to be. Like I said, turnovers are going to happen. But I do think it's sustainable because I've seen it. And I just think it's more of a structured offense that he can play in. It's a better system to me.
Gotcha. Okay. So my next question, we touched on this. My concern come playoff time is the backcourt of Christie and Reese. That's my concern. So we touched on that, and you hit it on the head. Let's talk about when I talked about the KCP trade. You're like, it's because you don't like you're worried about Christie, and I feel there's a greater chance than either Christie or Reaves are going to struggle in the playoffs. I think that's fair. Would you guys agree to that?
Yeah, I believe Christie would.
Christie, I think Jerry's still out. I feel like Austin has proven the last 2 years he's a playoff performer. So I don't have too much, doubts about Austin, especially if you can improve. If you can get a KCP, then I'm sold. I think Christie, I prefer him off the bench more, as kind of like a Tony Allen type role. I think that would be more safe for this team. That's me.
Yeah, Tony Allen on this team would be, ooh, that'd be filthy. You know the guy that I've wanted on this team for the last like 3 years. It's not gonna happen. But Marcus Smart has been the guy that I've really wanted. Not gonna happen though. But he's like perfect to play in a backcourt next to Austin Reaves.
Yeah, but his shooting is a concern for me. He takes a lot of bad shots. That's kind of why Boston traded him.
I get it. I guess what I'm saying is just he kind of did that in Boston when those guys really weren't those guys yet. Those guys scored. I think at this point of his career, though, I don't think he chucks as much in Memphis as he did in Boston. But I'm just saying a guy whose strength, intelligence, even though sometimes he takes bad shots, he's just been a guy that I felt like, man, we get a player like that on this team paired with one of our non-defensively skilled backcourt guys. And I think that could be crazy with them. Wait, which is my bad, yo. I had just like a new feature. I'm like a beta program, so something popped up on my screen. And I have no idea what it means. So sorry about that. So that's just where I'm at. So um KCP, I think, is a slept on guy. Lonzo Ball, I wouldn't mind it. I don't think the Lakers are going to go down that path though. Portland, Anthony Simons, Robert Williams. I don't think that happens for either side. I think Robert Williams strictly for Gabe or 2 picks possible. Nick Richards, Gabe or 2 picks possible. I think Valanciunas for Gabe and 2 picks is probably the most likely. To be honest with you guys, I think the only reason that deal hasn't happened is because the Lakers are looking at potentially if something bigger can happen. But I think if nothing bigger can happen, I think that's the move they make. I think that framework is there already. I think it's just a matter of when the Lakers say we'll take it. Because let me ask you guys this, and I think this is interesting. I don't think anyone talks about this when it comes to Valanciunas. Is who else out there is bidding for him?
Warriors.
You think so?
Yeah, because today I came up on Bleacher Report that Warriors are looking at him.
Are they looking at him or are they meddling?
They're looking at him. Yeah, because Loki, they need a big man. So you know what I'm saying? It's just Steph. Draymond.
I think they're looking for a bigger deal. I think Warriors are going for a star. I think that's where their focus is.
Jimmy? Yeah, it might be Jimmy.
Or someone. Like I think the Warriors are looking for a star. So I think Valanciunas goes before the deadline. I think the Warriors are hunting until the deadline. So outside of that, okay, let's say the Warriors are in play. Let's say they are. Who else?
Who else?
Memphis.
Yeah.
For a big? For Valanciunas?
That's what I heard.
They got Zach Edey.
Yeah, they got Zach. They don't need Zach. I mean, they already.
Yeah, I think like Angie said, right. I think the Warriors are looking for a bigger. I think Vukovic. I think like who's center in Phoenix? Why is his name slipping my mind right now? Nurkic. Like I don't see the Warriors going the Jonas Valanciunas route. They want like a borderline all-star level guy. They need one.
I heard they looking at Vucevic today.
Yeah, so I see something like that. I could see maybe even like I could see them like you know a name. I've been talking about this guy since the preseason, and I don't know. I don't even know what his availability is right now. But Steven Adams,
he's playing. He played. Dang, bro, he played a couple days ago.
Yeah, but I think he's gettable. I really think he's gettable, and I think he's a name that's not in the long-term plans. He's an upcoming free agent. I don't know how much they're going to play him in the playoffs because they're young. They go small. They chuck. Like, he's a guy I think that could be that could be available. And when you talk about Valanciunas, you need a really strong. You need a big that's the complete opposite of AD, in my opinion. Complete opposite. So like the Nick Richards, the Robert Williams, the lanky guys, like. None of those guys are going to go chest to chest with Joker if you face him. That's kind of why I like the Valanciunas or like a Steven Adams type or one of those guys, because that's a guy who can dislodge him a little bit better, and AD can roam. When you're talking about like a Robert Williams or a Nick Richards, Joker is just going to run them over.
Yeah, his body don't make him.
Yeah, so they need a chest to chest big against Joker, and. Give me those third world bigs. Give me a Euro big any day, because AD needs a Euro big on his team because he's having to battle all those Euro bigs by himself. You know what I mean?
Would Houston be willing to trade Adams?
I think so, because like I said, I don't see him in their plan. They play small a lot, and he's a free agent. I don't expect them to bring him back. So the thing is, what would they want? Like, what would they want? Rui makes more than him. I don't think I trade Rui for Steven Adams.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. No, that's crazy.
But would you trade Gabe for if Houston was? What am I saying? No, I'm just saying if Houston was with it, would you trade Gabe for Steven Adams?
I would.
Yeah, but I
think
mean,
I would.
My thing is this though: like, do they need Gabe Vincent though? They have enough guard depth.
Yeah, bro, they got a lot of guard people. Yeah, they do. They got a lot of guards over there. A lot.
Yeah, like I said, that's what I said. I don't know if that. I'm just saying, like, would you guys do that? So my thing is like, if there's, I don't know, you have Gabe's money that's movable, maybe you flip it somewhere else, right? But what I'm saying is, I guess my whole point of the whole Steven Adams thing is I'm not convinced Houston's going to keep him. Maybe they even, but the Lakers can't sign him if they buy him out. You know what I'm saying? So let's say Houston makes a move, Adams goes somewhere in that move and gets bought out. The Lakers can't get him. You know what I mean? He makes too much.
So would you personally go for Adams before Valanciunas?
If there's no picks required, yeah. So if there's like if there's a move and the Lakers can find their way in there as a 3-team deal and include Gabe to that third team to get Adams, I would do that because you keep your seconds. I think Adams has played on some good teams, man. You know, I mean, he's look at Memphis as soon as Adams went down. That team has not been the same ever since he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, hey, and but I like that because Adams is he's like you know what I'm saying, like he can bang in the paint and he can low key, you know what I'm saying, that hook shot is his shot.
And the person that rebounds the ball.
Yeah, and he can rebound the ball too.
He's just strong as hell. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Joker trying to back him down is going to be tough with AD roaming. Like he is a big that I think doesn't get enough attention on the market. Like that. Like imagine the Lakers ending up with like Steven Adams and KCP.
That'd be great.
You know what I mean? I mean, these are names that no one talks about. I think there's potential. You know what I mean? And those are the type of guys. You need a really, really strong big. You need a very capable defensive guard. And I think that's who the Lakers really need to look at.
Now that you say KCP and Steven, I believe Rob has some names that people may not be circulating. Like, I feel like Dorian Finney-Smith is the first time that he actually traded with somebody that we've actually been linked to. So that was kind of a surprising trade when I saw that. So I was like, oh, we actually got the person we've been linked to because the Lakers never get the person we always, come up in the name talks with the Kyries or Cam Johnsons or, stuff like that. So, you may have something up his sleeve. You never know. So, I'm eager to see. Like you said, I do believe we're going to get another big. I do believe that. I just hope it's a quality big and we don't have to give up too much to get him.
We're going to get a big. We're getting a big, and I think we may get a big before the trade deadline. I think we may get a big within a week potentially. Like I think there's potential for it. I think once. Well, no. We're here on January 5th. I think the Lakers might try to get a big before January 15th, before other teams can get involved. And I think I think Jonas could be had now. And if the Lakers feel they're not going to be able to get something bigger, they may just move on him and then try to sort out the guard later. Because they moved on DFS real early. And if you look back at years past, like the Lakers do make moves before the trade deadline. They got Rui early. Like the Utah deal was a couple days before the trade deadline. Like the Lakers, if they can get them early, they're going to get them early. Like they'll do it. It's just a matter of Washington. I don't think is going to have a whole bunch of guys coming after Jonas. I don't think so. So I think that deal is waiting on the Lakers. Now a KCP or something like that may take a little bit longer. But I'm not positive the Lakers or Orlando or even in talks with that. I'm just saying I think at some point KCP may become available is all I'm saying. And if he does, I think the Lakers are kind of in position to make something happen, especially with all those injuries that Orlando has with their wings. Someone like Rui can buy them some time. And his contract isn't terrible for them. It's actually less than what KCP makes. And it's insurance on those on some of those wings when they go down again. So that's kind of my thing with Orlando. I think it makes more sense than people have brought up. So if they got KCP, man, I'd be thrilled. I'd be absolutely thrilled. Because when we're talking about guards like Dennis Smith Jr. or Markelle Fultz or things like that, getting someone like KCP is head and shoulders above guys like that. So for me,
championship pedigree as well. So
yeah, so that would be me. So I don't know if you guys saw the video I did. When I did a pretty deep dive on the three bigs. Which one of those three bigs would you, if it was just straight up Gabe and 2 second-round picks, Jonas, Richards, Williams, which one would you guys pick? And let's talk about it. Let me start with you.
Out of those three, I'm taking Jonas.
Taking Jonas. All right, Shando.
Um, let's see. Between like Jonas, who else? Steven Adams.
No. Jonas, Richards, Nick Richards, Robert Williams.
That's tough, man. I would still say Nick Richards amidst like the flaws because I feel like fit wise as a backup big for like 15 minutes a game, I think he could be fairly solid, dude. Like I mean, I'll go Nick Richards. I just think that he fit wise it works the best.
All right. Lakers all day. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Jonas too.
Gotcha. Okay. So when I did my deep dive, Nick Richards probably got torn down the most. That doesn't mean I wouldn't trade for him. I was just pointing out the splits. But again, he's playing with Charlotte, not with the Lakers. He's not playing alongside another big like backing up another big like AD. He's not playing with Braun. He's not playing with those guys. So I feel like the things I tore him down for, he probably would improve upon just by being on the Lakers. I keep coming back to the Lakers' Achilles heel in the playoffs, and that's Denver. And for me, I feel like Jonas would be the best big to help that matchup. And everyone will kind of keep going back to what they played him off the court. The Lakers played Jonas off the court in the playoffs. And yes, they did, but because they didn't have another PNR big. The Lakers have PNR bigs. They have bigs who can switch on the pick and roll. They have DFS who can switch 1 through 5 positions. If they get Vando back, he can switch. You've got AD. So it's a little different situation. Jonas can play minutes with AD. Williams and Richards can't play as many minutes with AD because Jonas can come in for AD or for Braun because AD can slide to the 4 and Jonas at the 5, or Braun can stay at the 4 with Jonas at the 5. Where Richards and those other guys, maybe not as much. So that's kind of why I like Jonas more than the other two. He's older, but he's also way more offensively skilled to get his own shot. He can put his back to the basket, put the ball on the floor, turn around and hit a jumper on people. He can hit an elbow jumper. He's stronger. He's not flawless. He's got flaws. But that's kind of why I would have preferred Jonas, especially against Denver. But
Yeah,
To
yeah.
that,
For those exact same reasons, man. I like you said, I think people underrate Jonas's ability to get his own bucket as well.
mm-hmm.
He can exploit mismatches if they do happen to switch with a pick and roll with Austin Reaves and him pick and roll. I feel like Jonas can actually punish the smaller guards, and even if they can double, I feel like Jonas can pass out the post a little bit as well. So
You can.
um, I think I would rock with Jonas.
I don't know how many people have watched the Wizards play this year, and I don't blame you if you haven't. He's looked good this year, man. He's looked real good. And when he's played starter minutes and he's played well against the West, his jumper looks really nice this year. Um, I've watched a lot of games with them because he's been linked to the Lakers, and I just wanted to see how he was moving. I wanted to see how healthy he looked, how conditioned he looked, how strong he looked. And I watched a lot of Pelicans games because of our guys were over there right after the trade, right? I've seen Jonas on the Pelicans a lot of years, and I can tell when he's not moving right. I can tell when he's been hurt because he's had some injuries. Jonas, this might be one of the, it's crazy but this might be one of the best versions of Jonas I've seen in a while. And if the Lakers can get him for 2 seconds, I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. And
Right.
because, like you said, his ability to get his own bucket, to score. And I think the biggest reason is if AD misses a week or two, you could plug Jonas in there and he can give you 15 and 10. He can give you 15 and 10. And that's probably why the biggest reason is because at some point AD is going to be out. He's going to be out. Now, if you plug a Robert Williams in there, your defense is probably still going to be as good if AD goes down. But is he going to get you 15 and 10? No, he's not.
Nope.
He's not. And he's just as likely to go down as AD is. So that's why I'm in on Jonas. Is he the best of the three? That remains to be seen. They all got qualities that could help the Lakers. But for me, Jonas's ability to get his own bucket, he sets great screens. He
Great
can
screen.
rebound. Yeah, great screens.
Yeah,
You
he
remind me
could
of
shoot
Dwight when
too.
we had Dwight Howard. I feel like
Yeah,
Dwight Howard set a great
He
screens.
he
Back in the
he
day.
he could shoot the three too. Just
he's having a horrible year with it, but it's just not any volume to really justify it. But we need a Euro big. We need one
I feel
because
like
we're
they
going to
need
go
some type
against
of
them.
Gasol. Yeah.
We need a Euro big because the
We
Euro
got to
bigs are the
that.
ones that drive AD nuts, right?
Yeah,
That's what's out there. Now he's even the Sabonis one was
BS.
it's so exaggerated though because they were giving him credit for when he was a rookie on OKC and didn't play. They was giving him credit when he was on the bench in Indy. Like the Sacramento version of it was real, but that was a Sacramento problem. The Lakers couldn't figure them out. The biggest problem with AD and Sabonis is AD had no other dudes to go to war with them against. He had no other bigs out there with him. So Sabonis is over there hitting you in the ribs, not expected to get 30, but you're expected to get 30 and shut him down. It wasn't going to work. You know what I mean? It was a
here,
Sacramento King problem. Those guards were getting in the paint at will. So he had to worry about a dude elbowing him, plus these guards getting wherever they wanted to go. As soon as the Lakers had guys who could give it back to them offensively, that problem went away. You know what I mean? So I never fully bought into that. I felt it was overhyped. I'm not taking nothing away from Sabonis because I felt he's played great against AD. But there were people calling Sabonis better than AD, and that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's nuts. But
I'm
I,
gonna be real. Like, here's how. Not to cut you off, but
yeah,
like,
yeah, no, you're good.
here's how I feel about that whole thing, right? Like, I understand your guys' point on Jonas and like the fact that like AD could use like a big body, like grind it out type big, even if Jonas is not the best like uh, defensive player. My thing with that is that if you really look at why the Lakers always lose to the Nuggets, the fun fact I feel is that it's never because of the big man thing. Because I've been watching a lot of Nuggets games this year, bro, and the truth is, like, Jokic is arguably the best player in the world. Like, it's you can't really debate that. Like, he's going to do what he does regardless who's in front of him. He's going to find a way past whoever it is. He going to give you 40, 15, 17 in his sleep if he could. That's why like like the real reason we lose because of perimeter play. It's because not having enough high motor athletic guys, having too many dudes who are just pure finesse. I see where Jonas fits in, but that's not really why we lose. You know what I mean? It's like, and also like Dorian Finney-Smith can play some small ball five, and he doesn't back down. I feel like that's why I would rather go for a Nick Richards because like I feel like his archetype, the way he plays, kind of just fits with the team better.
Well,
And you have other guys who could, like, especially if you make this KCP trade, now you have a legitimate like squad full of dogs that like take no prisoners. To
well,
me, like
let me ask you a
that's how I
question.
feel.
No, no, no. That's a good take. That's a good take. But let me ask you a question. Where's AD in those fourth quarters against Denver? Where's he at?
Like, what you mean?
Like, where's he at? What's his scoring numbers in the fourth quarter? What's his defense look like in the fourth quarter? What's his rebounds look like in the fourth quarter? Motor's done. You know what I mean? So the perimeter is a problem, yes. And it was a lot of the times it was D'Lo, especially against Denver, right? Austin, I feel like people call him a finesse guy, but that guy creates and searches out contact a lot.
Yeah,
My thing with AD is the reason why my thing with Jonas is and why we need the bruising big is because AD is gassed by the fourth quarter. He's done. He can't give you what you need to close out a game because he's the guy guarding Joker. He's the guy who has to guard Joker, turn around, get the rebound, make the outlet pass, get back down there to get in the paint to try to score. So he's gassed. And when you got a guy who can be the body up guy on Joker, who can chest to chest with him, who can body him up, stop him from getting to his spots. It's not about blocking Joker's shot. It's really not going to happen. He's too smart. He's crafty. You have to stop him from getting to his spots. Nick Richards and Robert Williams probably aren't going to do that. You need someone with a little bit more weight. You need a slower guy. Joker's not fast. He's smart and he's strong. So you need a big who's smart and strong to push Joker away from his spots. And then you need someone who can switch on to Jamal Murray when they seek out the switch. They did that with DFS. You need someone who can help check Gordon or Porter Jr. if they get hot. You got that now with DFS. You can put him on who's ever got it going because he can guard 1 through 5. So where I disagree with that is where AD does not have the energy at the end of a game because he's too busy being a one-man show trying to stop Joker and get 30 on the offensive side. The perimeter thing is a problem. I 100% agree with you on that. But allowing AD to have some fuel in the tank come fourth quarter, I think is the real cheat code of how you beat Denver.
I feel you. Like that. I mean, it's a valid point. I mean, if that were true, man, I would rather go for like that Steven Adams, in my opinion.
That too,
like,
a strong big. Yeah, a strong big.
But like, and also though, like when you look at like 2020, and I know like it's a different league from 2020. You look at Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee's body structure and their kind of archetype. Nick Richards kind of weighs as much as those guys. He kind of plays similar to how both of those guys played. And I get Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer, but that's kind of where I was coming from.
Well, the problem with 2020 is everyone keeps acting like this is the same Joker from 2020. It's not. It's not. He's got how many MVPs since then? He's got a title. Everyone talks about what JaVale and Dwight were in 2020, but no one talks about how much greater Joker is now from 2020. And I think that's a weakness in a lot of people's arguments when it comes to 2020 is Joker is a totally different player than he was in 2020. And you said it earlier, Shando, and you were spot on. No one is stopping him. No one's stopping him. We don't need to stop him. We just need AD not being the guy all game trying to. Is essentially my point. But we do need a guard that can be counted on against Denver. We absolutely do. And imagine we go into Denver with KCP, man. That'd be something epic. That'd be something epic. But I did not realize I was almost 3 hours in here. We've been talking away. Y'all been great tonight. I appreciate y'all pulling up. I don't always do panels because you never know who's gonna show up. You never know. You never know which way it's gonna go, right? So I'm always careful. But you guys are welcome. Like anytime. If you guys got me on socials, let me know. Shoot me a DM or something. I may shoot you guys links before shows. That when I'll throw it in the chat. I like to keep a clean panel whenever I do it. I don't like all the craziness, but you guys were great tonight. You guys were great tonight.
Yeah, funny thing is, man, I did a panel with you and Dan before, so.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. So it's not my first time doing it with you. So.
Oh man, maybe because you're not on camera. I didn't.
Yeah, I'm not on camera yet, man. You'll know me if you see me.
Okay, God. Well, man, appreciate you, man. Your voice sounded familiar.
Yeah, for sure.
Once you go down, your voice sounded familiar. And I haven't been on a. I don't think Shando's ever been on my channel before. I mean, he's been in the chat heavy.
Yeah, I'll be in the chat. I just this is the first time talking, man.
Yeah, because I don't often put the link in. It's because
crazy,
you know how it gets.
Man, I get you.
Yeah, you know how it gets. But no, you were great tonight. Shando, you were great tonight. I've been on a lot of panels with Lakers all day, so I already know what it is with him. But you guys are welcome anytime whenever I open it up for panels. But if you got me on social, Shando, you got me on I think on IG, right? Is where you got me.
Yeah.
So if I ever do one where I know I'm gonna do a panel ahead of time, I'll shoot you the link, and then let's talk pod. I don't know if you got me on any social.
I got you. I think you follow me on Twitter, man.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So if I do, I'm like, look, I'm gonna do a panel one. I like to keep it clean like this. When I plan ahead, I'll definitely include you guys. But appreciate the super chats. Let's talk about it. If you guys want to go ahead and we'll start with you. Let's talk pod. If you guys want to plug anything you're working on, any of your socials, any shows you guys do. I know Shando does music. Go ahead and let the people know, because you guys are incredible tonight. You held it down tonight, so I salute you guys. So I'm pretty sure the chat feels the same way. So let them know, where they can find you at.
Nah, bro, just like YouTube. I mean, just hit the link for my just look up Shando Bombs YouTube, Spotify, Instagram. You know, Shando Bombs. That's the key name. But yeah, just those three links. And yeah, man, I'm about to drop a music video. I'd say like this week. About to drop the single for it this week, and the EP coming soon, man.
So cool. Make sure to check that out. And Shando, appreciate you, man. It was a fun combo tonight. And
Absolutely, man.
appreciate you, man. Let's talk pod. Go ahead and let them know where they can find you at.
Oh man, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Twitter, man, Lakerland24. I'm starting a podcast very soon. It's gonna be more of a feel of a Joe Budden podcast, talking about everything happening in the world. So stay tuned for that.
I like that.
It'll be real dope. And then you can find me on IG as the real _ Vontae. So I appreciate it.
Man. Of course I know you. Vontae, come on, man.
Hey,
I've been on a few panels with you.
yeah.
I couldn't see your face tonight. Okay, Vontae, come on, Vontae. You sing.
Yeah. I sing.
You sing too. Come on, Vontae.
Yeah,
of course I know you. You under a different name today. That's why.
Yeah. That's just trying to start my brand, man. That's all.
Gotcha. Okay, I knew the voice. I'm like, where do I know this voice from? Come on, Vontae. We've been on a couple panels together.
Yeah,
I know you by name. All right. Obviously, there's no face here, so I got you. All right, cool.
I'll show my face next time, man.
No. It's all good. It's all good. What I'm saying is, we definitely know each other. I know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been on a few panels together before. I know this voice. But I couldn't place it. But the second I saw you, I would have known it was you.
Yeah.
So
man,
as soon as you said Lakerland, I'm like, oh, that's Vontae.
Laker talk, man. So I was like, yeah, he's back. So
yeah. I took a break, man. I was so obsessed with the Dodgers. I still am, bro. I watched
a couple of your Dodgers too, man. I'm a Dodger fan too. So
I appreciate you, but I had to, man. That was a goat. That was a special ride that I could not miss. Man. I had to take a break from basketball. You know, it is basketball be getting toxic, man.
Yeah, I already know, bro.
I needed a break from the craziness. But yeah, Vontae, come on, man. I know you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I just couldn't see you. That's what it was. I was like, all right. Well, I appreciate you, brother. You still doing music?
Yeah, I'm still doing music, man. Yeah, yep. Got a new song coming out soon, so stay tuned for that as well. So
gotcha. Okay, so I definitely know where to find you. I got you on Twitter. As soon as you said Laker, I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. It's a Let's Talk pod. I didn't associate that.
Yeah.
But you had a great show tonight, man. Good job.
I appreciate it, man. I was like, yeah, man. I guess I come join, man. I'm sending the love, so I come join.
I appreciate you. You killed it today, man. You killed it today. Another around the league success story, right? You came up there, you've killed it on that show. So happy to have you here, man. Great job tonight, man. I'm proud of you, Vontae. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Keep doing your thing, bro. I'm still
supporting. I'll catch you on. I'm gonna hit you up.
All right.
All right, bro. So that's it, man. Great show tonight. Had some great people pull up tonight. Shando, who's been in the chat for a long time, pulled up. Let's Talk Pod, aka Lakerland. That's Vontae. Been on a few panels with him on Around the League. I knew I heard that voice before. Saw that. And then obviously Lakers all day. Dope. Been Lakers all day. Been pulled up on the show before. Been in the chat forever. Everybody, man. Great stream tonight. Much longer than I thought it was going to go tonight. But when you got great conversation going. Trolling Bandwagon Alliance, aka Cuba, with another super chat. Said Jeff raps and sings as well. Yeah, man. Like that's a whole other story for another day. But yeah, man, in my previous life and sometimes occasionally. But that's a funny story. One time, you know what? I may do something for the members where I really like. I feel like because of my sports coverage, I really do my best to run a clean show. I don't get crazy. I don't do wild. I don't curse. I don't do any of that. Right. But I think on the members only stuff, I'm gonna start showing people another layer, right? So make sure you can join the membership program as little as $2.99 a month. We got 3 different tiers. Great way to help support the channel. Shout out to all the current members. I added emojis, but apparently I don't know what I'm doing. they're all lucky. They're all my dog right now, right? So I got to figure out how to get that right. I'll get back on that. But appreciate y'all tonight. Joe, I saw you pushing for likes and subs in the chat, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Make sure to go subscribe to Lakers Fast Break. That's my guy Joe and Gerald and all of them over there. DJ at Lakers in 5. You heard the people on the show today. Nicole me. I saw Angie in here tonight. Saw a lot of familiar faces as I return to basketball. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back amongst the basketball community. I'll be back doing baseball probably tomorrow again. Maybe basketball and baseball tomorrow. But the channel from now on, man, two-way sports, man. Baseball, basketball, NBA, MLB, Dodgers, Lakers. Let's get it. Fun night tonight, man. A lot of people showed up. A lot of people showed out. Shout out to all the super chats tonight. Shout out to everyone dropping a like on the video tonight. We're getting out of here with 80 likes on the video. We already got over 1,000 views. This was an unscheduled pull up late Saturday night episode. Man, Jeffrey's back, y'all. Jeffrey's back covering basketball. Back where it all started. Back where it all started, man. And we just getting started. I got some I got some things coming. Y'all gonna like it. Y'all gonna like it. I got some things coming. Now that I'm back, back, I got some things I think you guys are gonna like. I'm gonna start opening up some things. We did a panel tonight. I didn't always do that last season. I've got another segment coming up that you guys are gonna like, another style show on the channel, still basketball, baseball oriented. But if you guys like the panel stuff, a little cleaner, organized like we did tonight, I got some things coming for you that you're gonna really enjoy. But speaking of enjoy, I enjoyed tonight. Thank you guys. Hope you guys had a great Saturday. Hope you guys have a great Sunday. I will catch you guys on the next one. Shout out to Search. Shout out to Angie. Shout out to Kurt for all the moderators in here tonight. Joe, thank you for putting in work in the chat as well today. Joe was a little bit itty bitty tipsy tonight, so he didn't pull up because he probably would have insulted someone. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Stay safe. Go Lakers. Go Dodgers. Happy birthday, Pops. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. I'm out of here, y'all.